Yeah, you're live.
Hello, Antifa. Didn't see you there. Let's get ready to trigger. Sorry about that loud intro, but fuck it. It's my big launch night, so I'm going for it. Don't care. Fuck it. Got the drinks ready. And a very special guest tonight in Lee Garrett. And he's going to talk about his 5G and about himself and what he's been up to. How you been, Fonz? Good?
Yeah. What's happening? How you doing, everyone?
It's my brother. Yeah.
Good to
Doing
be here.
well. Who's in it? Fair Maiden, your reality report, Denise White. What's that? Hurter of feelings. God, you mean bastard. Anonymous Geordie. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. Danny Byrne, as always, never lets me down. Angela what's that? McKenty. That's an odd one. Can't get my tongue around that now. But yeah, hello everyone. Diamond Dan, all of you lot. Thank you for tuning in. I
what's
really
happening?
appreciate.
How you doing, Dan?
Yeah, was in there. Michelle Harding. Look, thank you, everyone. I'll try and get round to thanking everyone and saying hello. But yeah, we've got a special thing tonight because me being a billionaire seal clubber, I ain't really up on this 5G stuff. I've got too many dealings going on, you know, the old seal clubbing and whatnot. It takes up a lot of my time, £1 billion business deals. You know, I ain't got time to learn about all that bollocks. So I'm going to bring in my special guest in a second, if the old Fonz Meister can give him a tinkle. And we'll get him on. We'll find out a little bit about him, because you don't want to hear my bollocks all night talking rubbish. You know, you already know what you need to know. I make £1 billion decisions, so I want to find out what the little man's doing, you know, with his 5G business. Is it good? Is it bad? I ain't got a dog in the fight. I don't know. It's not my thing, you know? It's not my thing at all. So, let's pull up, Lee. Let's pull up, Lee.
Right.
As everyone does.
Let's go. How do we even do that?
Didn't see it. Hey, sharing there, lads. Thank you, brother.
Don't think I'll.
Hey, yeah. He's in a Sharon Graham.
Leaking.
Vitamin's here. He done me my drinks, and he did me a bit of that lemon pie, whatever the fuck it is. You know, the one with the top that's, I don't know, it's like eating a lump.
I've cut him off for a second. Sorry. I'm getting I'm getting used to this shit. That's not really a good start, but you know. There we go.
Yo.
Sorry, Lou. What's happening, Lee?
You cut me off.
I cut you off, yeah. Trying to get Lee in. Because I didn't have him as a contact, so I couldn't just quickly add him into the call. So I had to rejoin our old call, which we tested. So, yeah, sorry about that. You're breaking up a bit, Lou. Quite bad, actually.
Am I better?
Yeah, really bad.
What's that? Oh, I hate technology. Am I better now?
Don't need none of this technology.
Right. This is why we need 5G.
Just finding out why you don't.
Right. Now, Lee Garrett, would you like to introduce yourself, brother? Tell me, guys.
I don't even hear you, Luke.
He said, do you want to introduce yourself?
Oh, yeah. Well, my name's Lee Garrett. Just a dad from Gateshead who come across this absolutely unbelievable catastrophe that we've got going on and decided I needed to do something about it, basically. So bought myself a megaphone, got myself some knowledge, and I've been causing some trouble in Gateshead.
Activist of the 5G variety. Well, and it was something I wanted to talk to you about first before we get into the 5G thing. I heard you were a pedo hunter as well. You used to go after the dirty nonsense.
Yes. Yeah, I've done that for about over a year with Guardians of the North. Just absolutely, it is great. I was totally oblivious to what was going on with the paedophile side of things. I did not have a clue. And I seen these guys out acting and doing stuff, so I'm liking what I was saying. So I was doing little donations towards them and helping them out, and I was like doing like gift voucher things together and doing raffles and stuff, and I raised money for them to get it with themselves about and that. And then that's just to come along to one of the court cases one day. I went along and I listened to it, and it was honestly, it was the most horrendous thing I'd heard. I was just listening. The man had asked a little girl to come along. He was going to drive on his car, and he says, "Oh, sit on me knee, and I'll teach you how to drive in the countryside. If you feel anything pop up, we're going to have to jump out and jump into some bushes." And I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck's this?" Is just, and they were saying, "Oh, this is totally minor this compared to what we hear." Whoa. So that's when I started paying them a bit more attention and looking at what they're doing. And then eventually says, "Do you want to come and join me? Come and help out?" I was like, "All right, go on, I'll give it a go." I didn't know how I was going to react with it. And I realised when I was doing it, I wasn't the man for the job, to be fair, as time went on, because I was getting a bit too hot-tempered. I was losing my temper a little bit. And there was a couple of them where I elbowed them, and I've done a couple of stupid things where I could have hid the case out. So it come to a conclusion, and I ended up leaving. But
who can blame you for that, though?
It's crazy. You know, in amongst the time of being there, the chats I've seen, the people I've met, I've been on hunts where there's been people locked in the house, and he's run out in the back garden with knives in his hand, and loads of different stuff. Loads of the team wear stab-proof vests, so people that go in front and that, and it's it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. So everyone's clear. Did you used to go on chat logs with these pedos, and then you were a decoy, or whatever they call it?
Yeah.
So you would entice them. Well, not entice them, because that's illegal, isn't it? You can't actually.
You can't entice them at all. You can never. Yeah, well, what I used to do is, in my chats, to make them just extra precaution on them, any question I used to say, "Do you want to meet?" I would always say, "It's up to you." So then whatever he replies then saying, "Yeah," that was him implying the meet, not me. Even though I've told him, it's like I've basically given the indication, but I've told him it's up to him. So then him, being the reasonable adult, should turn around and say, "No, you're a child," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most of them. The scary thing was with me, right, was that when I started doing this, and the number of people doing it, I mean, these are people off these like dating sites and stuff. But say on ratio, this was just off the top of my head, by the way, this is not like factual, just what I found out. Say 20 men added the profile of the young girl and spoke to her. Bear in mind, at this point, they didn't know how old she was. And then I'll tell them straight away, all 20 men, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, they didn't know our age. I pop up and I say, "I'm 13 from Gateshead. Where are you from?" At least 15 of them men would come on back. And probably at least 10 of them would go on to be sexual.
How fucked up is that? You know, how many of these people are there out there? You know,
millions of them. That's why. Yeah. Well, that's why. Look, I had to walk away from it, because I thought on that. What's the point in keep doing this? Because you're going to just do it all your life. I mean, these paedophile hunters, hats off to them. I bow to them for doing all this and putting themselves through it. But something bigger got to happen. Really, something bigger's got to happen, because they're going to just be doing this. They're going to be old men running around, old ladies running around trying to catch paedophiles. It's just an epidemic which is going on and on and on, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So, and I mean, the people that they're catching, most of them are like just down and out blokes who are sitting. They've got no job, no life, no nothing. And these men, there's a higher issue than that. That's what I thought. And I thought, well, I had to draw a line somewhere of what I was doing. And there was a lot of issues with the 5G started kicking in and stuff. So I just decided to call it a day. So, but yeah, it's quite interesting. Like when you get into it, it's very disturbing, but very addictive. And it's addictive because
I could hold myself, you know, like I would be face to face with this guy, knowing full well that he came to meet, for instance, a 13-year-old girl to have sex with her. I think, me being the type of man I am, I'd smash his face in on the spot. I couldn't do it. Like, my control wouldn't be there. There's no one else. So I've got to take me up to you for that. How many did you in the end? Did you have a rough number, a figure, or anything like that?
Yeah, well, between the group, all in, we had, I think at the time it was like 198 or something. So at that time, and that was in a small period of time. I think they've only been operating for 4 years, 3-4 years now. I think their numbers have went massively up. It's about 500 now.
500 nonsense.
Something like that, 500. I haven't really kept up to date so much. So it's maybe 400-500, but it's up there. It's up there.
If it's more than one, is bad. You know what I mean? How can there be that many fucking nonsense in the world? Like,
Luke, I'll tell you something. There is millions of them, millions upon millions of them. And do you know what? I'll say this as well. And this, I don't care really who this upsets. There'll be loads of people, because I know for a fact there's ones in every single street. So I know for a fact there'll be people in these movements who are nonsense, who are hiding behind closed doors doing it. That is a fact.
Because that's hypocritical. If they're in this movement, going after the grooming gangs and stuff like that, if you're on that side of it, you're the biggest fucking hypocrite in the world. Because you will bring this fucking movement down doing that shit. You know what I mean? Get yourself out of it, because this is not the fucking place for you. If you're one of those people, I'm telling you that. You know what I mean? I don't want that shit in this movement. I don't want it.
I think that's why I'm a little bit extra cautious. You see what I was like last time, Luke, with other kids, when people were, it was mentioned about that young lass, and I had to just step in and say something, because I just thought that it was wrong. You know, like if I feel like something's wrong, I can't help but speak up about it. It's just me. I'm not going to cause a loudmouth, or but I can't help it. If I feel like something needs spoken about, I can't help but shut and just bury it up. I wouldn't do that, like, you know. Something needs addressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hans is very much like that.
I'm like it with family and friends. Like, I can be seen as an arsehole sometimes, but I'd rather tell the truth than just be some guy that goes, whatever. You know, I put feelings aside a lot and just go, no, I got to tell it how it is.
Sometimes
anyway, I come prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate.
So yeah, we should. Lou, is there something we could do about your signal? Is there anything you can do? It's really bad.
Is it that bad?
It's really bad. Yeah, people were saying it in the comment section as well.
All right. I'm going to move into the other room. There we go. I think it's the weather. Where it's been pissing down like all day and that, it's proper messed me up. Things.
Yeah, if we could sort that out somehow, and then we'll go on to the 5G stuff. Sorry, my kids are running through the house as well. Let's blur me background. There we go.
There we go. All right, I'm sorting myself out now. Anyway,
hey, look, Mohammed,
really bad,
second in the dog.
5G situation.
I think that's a little bit better. You're still really blurry, but I can hear your voice a bit clearer.
Yeah, that should be better. I think it's the rain and stuff. So
yeah,
bear with me, unfortunately.
Yeah, cool.
Right.
Yeah, so
right.
The 5G thing. Yeah, where do you want to start off?
Right. If you can tell us all about it, because I know nothing. I'm kept myself in the dark on purpose. So there you go. What is the problem?
Right. Well, the first problem I will say is that there's been no tests done for 5G.
Yep. So
there's no safety standards, and I know for everything that gets produced and sold on a shelf, everything needs a safety standard.
Yeah.
Like a car, I couldn't just go and start making wheels for cars and just making them no safety standards, and just start selling them. Because when people start driving down the motorway, crashing and dying, my fault. I get done for it. So how can anybody just get away with putting the product out there with no safety standards, no tests, And the FCC have actually came forward and stated that they are not waiting for any safety standards. They're that keen on 5G that they're going ahead without any safety standards. Yep. Lloyd's of London also refuse to insure for any microwave radiation at all. So that's cell phones, Wi-Fi. So your Wi-Fi in your house, if that catches fire, burns your house down, uninsured. Insurance is void. That should ring alarm bells straight away for me. That rings alarm bells straight away. Thinking, well, why? If it's all safe and everyone thinks it's okay, why can't you get it insured? Why can't you get any safety tests done on it?
Yeah.
So that to me there, it doesn't matter what anybody says about it. Give me the safety standards. Show us where it's safe, because there isn't any. It doesn't exist. So that is the top and bottom of why I'm so against it. But in 1949. There was pulse microwaves used for weapon systems, exactly the same frequencies and exactly the same products as 5G is using.
Yeah.
Then again in 1972, 5G was used for crowd control.
I was saying this to Luke the other day.
Yeah. Where am I? In X. What is it?
The big where they had like a great big satellite dish and they would blast it at people, or was that sound? Or was it? I'm sure they invented something that would make you sick if they fired it at you. Like you just start violently.
It's all the same sort of stuff. It's all microwave radiation. What they're pumping at them. So, an ex-World Health Organization advisor. So these are the people, World Health Organization at the minute as well. Another factor just before I move on, actually. Everywhere at the moment are using the ICN IRP guidelines. Now, them guidelines offer thermal impact. This is non-thermal impact. There's been no test done at all, and they've only done this test for a limited time of 6 minutes. So these like autonomous cars, these taxis will pump out microwave radiation with them taxi drivers sitting there, somebody's sitting in there for 12 hours. These cars have only been tested for 6 minutes. Driving around for 6 minute exposure. Wi-Fi has only been tested for 6 minute exposure, and that's thermal impact, not non-thermal impact. That's what they haven't looked at. They haven't even looked into it. And the ICNIRP themselves have stated these are only precaution guidelines. They are not to be used for any organisation. But it's okay for the World Health Organization. It's okay for Public Health England. It's okay for the government and our councils to keep using it. But the company themselves state not to use them. So it's just like it's crazy if you ask me. It's just.
You reckon this is all for the old dosharoni then? They're just pumping this out as quick as they can to make as much money as they can.
Yes, that's what I think they're going to do. But when all these health impacts kick in, there's not much money in people dying. There's not much money in everyone being sick and not going to work and paying their tax.
Well, I tried desperately, as you know, to get on a guest. Someone to argue for 5G. Now, I didn't get any takers to come on the show. But what I did get was a lot of information sent to me by a gentleman. I'll read you a little, like a paragraph of what he said. He said, morning, Antifa, didn't see you there, laughing face. Right. Just had to plow through a few things on the 5G. And strangely enough, the things Lee was talking about on the video with the Chinese girl I watched, he said in Gateshead, the trial frequency was 865 gigahertz, I think. Is that correct? Was it 865 gigahertz? No. What was the real?
868 megahertz, which is a sub-gigahertz frequency, which is the exact frequency which they've used for radar for many, many years. The same frequency what they're going to use for autonomous vehicles. So,
and right. So then he went on to say, now, if you read this, it hasn't been rolled out yet. I'm still trying to find some solid ground on it. Much of what I find isn't from expert bodies, it's from amateurs and what seem to be environmentalists in places like California, where plenty of hippie types and loads of nutters. Now, I don't know, like, where's he?
I'll listen to this, yeah. Well, I've got if anyone looks up, Professor Martin Powell, he's one of the leading professors in the world on microwave radiation. Martin Powell says that there's threefold damage to sperm and egg, phased array, constructive interference, on insects in the human body have high surface area to volume ratio, which will cause blood pressure, skin problems, and cancers. For cataracts, retina problems, glaucoma, molecular degeneration, and kidney problems. And that's a professor, one of the leading experts in the world. A professor in medicine, Sharon Goldberg, said nature has no defense for this. An ex-World Health Organization employee who's worked for the World Health Organization for 22 years, Dr. Annie Sasko, from the cancer department, stated mobiles, cell phones, and Wi-Fi will cause cancer. 5G is another level.
Well, I heard this a long time ago. Do you remember the face-off phones, them great big bricks that we used to have? And they used to have little aerials on them, and you could get the ones that lit up and all stupid shit like that, and you'd get the different faces and all that. Well, I got told if you have that by your ear hole, you'll end up with brain tumours and all that, and it all got proven to be absolute bollocks. So what makes 5G different? Why would this be any different from those?
It's fair. Well, I disagree with what you've said there, to be fair, because I agree that all radio frequencies are bad for you. Not so much that they're going to kill you instantly, but if you look around, how many children now are getting unexplained cancers? How much stroke rates have went up? How many people have got Crohn's disease?
But these radio frequencies around the world, they're created by the sun, right? And we're just tapping into them and using them as vessels to transport information. That's right, isn't it?
Yes.
So why would they be dangerous? Because we tap into them. What makes that happen?
Because you're building up. It's an overburden of radiation. I'll tell you one thing. I'll explain it really. Do you know your mobile phone? That's your mobile phone that you've got, right? That's been tested, right? So that way it's sort of a safety stand, not for microwave radiation, but as the phone as a product, right? So the test that. So even if they did test it for microwave radiation, it would probably it would fail in the standards that they've got at the moment. But I mean, if they passed it, see who your phone was safe. So in your household, that they're saying that your phone is safe, but it's not only your phone that you've got switched on. It's your phone, it's your Wi-Fi, it's tablets, it's PlayStations, it's smart TVs, smart fridges, all these smart devices. That's an overburden of radiation in your house. Imagine yourself, and anyone thinks that a microwave radiation is unsafe, disable the door on your microwave, stick your head in it, and put your head in it for 10 minutes, and then we'll see.
That'll kill you stone dead. Yeah, that's not.
Well, that's microwave radiation.
You know, microwaves are banned in Russia.
Exactly.
I don't know whether they still are, but I know they was banned in Russia.
I don't know about that actually, Fonzie, but I know they were as well. Yeah, they actually were.
Yeah, I'd like to know actually. I'll pull it up. I'll see if they're still banned.
Fonz, can you put the comments back on for me? When I got logged off of it, I ain't got that screen anymore.
I'll try for you. 2 seconds.
Yeah, cheers. But if anyone's got any questions in the comments, I really want them, because I want to put Lee on the spot here, man. I don't want to let him get away with this easy. Like he's my friend, so I'm going to let him off. No. We're going to.
Listen, mate. At the end of the day, if anybody can come forward, and I'm not claiming to be no scientist. I'm not claiming to be no doctor. I'm just a dad who was concerned about it, who come forward. And if anybody else who knows a lot more knowledge than me can push forward, but yet to this day, this isn't the first time where people have tried to get other people onto debaters.
I'll give him that. I did try all week to get someone on and no one come forward. But Ash Dibble has got a question here. He says, he's made a statement rather. Still no proof it's from 5G. Same people who say stuff like bacon gives you cancer. Dr. Curry, the professor who originally brought up the dangers of 5G theories, was shut down.
Right. Can I just tell you that? So a lot of people. Well, there's a couple of MPs come forward, right, and stated 5G is no more harmful than talcum powder, right? And I looked at it and went,
"Hello, AP."
Talcum powder is harmful, yeah. If you get it, like women, they've got cancer from it up in there.
So I've looked into it.
In their bit.
I looked straight into it.
Talcum powder.
Johnson's talcum powder have just been sued for £4.6 billion.
Yeah, it doesn't come out once it goes up their parts. It doesn't come out, and it causes cancers.
I'm not having it. I still put that stuff on my tushy to this day, and I've got a lovely soft bum. No, wait. You might destroy the phones for me, Lee, but you're not ruining me on Fat Tag Pad, mate.
I'm a right kill, Brianna.
You boring bastard. Right, here we go.
No, the thing is, like, I mean, me myself, I love technology. I've always loved technology. When I found out about this, I got nah. I cannot believe it. It's not happening. But what Mark Steele told me is, and this is my main proof. He told me he's explained exactly what the M5G antennas are. He's explained how it works, what it does, and his videos on Mark's Facebook, on Mark's YouTube channel. If anyone wants to have a look, he actually breaks down the product and goes through it. So if anybody can actually go back and actually say that Mark is talking crap, then
Ash Dibble replied. He said, "Not tested from next to the ear. The original professor didn't take into account human skin, which will protect you from 5G." That's a fucking good point, man. It's whoa,
100% not. It's a right. Listen. So how have they been using it for crowd control?
That'd be concentrated volumes into that big.
That's exactly. It's the same product, though. Same product, same frequencies.
Oh man, the government are shadow banning anyone who posts about 5G.
Yes, they are. That's why I've been banned from Facebook. I've been totally ridiculed from Facebook altogether, only for talking about 5G.
So there's a post on.
Because you're all chatting shit, bruv, innit?
So there's a post on Disclosure TV that says microwaves have been banned in Russia since 1976, and this is what they don't tell you. So apparently they cause brain damage and cognitive decline, immune system declines, and actually we see a lot more. You know, colds are fucking lethal nowadays, man. And I know there was years ago too, but I'm just saying that I get ill a fucking lot, man. Tumors, cancers, causing agents, moods. So there's a lot of mental health going on nowadays as well.
There's a lot of mental health going on.
Yeah, it's on the rise, isn't it?
A horse with no name said microwaves have been used since radar was developed. That's World War II era. Download EMF app and test it in your loudspeakers. Your speakers will give off more EMF than what's around you is Wi-Fi. Okay. That's interesting.
DK John 63, anxiety and depression. Yep, anxiety, depression is all on the rise.
Good little comment there. Well, look, I don't know if you can see this, but this is in the news. Can you read that?
Yeah, we can. Yep. Rapid
rise in mortality in England and Wales in early 2018. An investigation is needed. So, I mean, and then there's other ones in the media. Suicides linked to phone masts. There's another one here. I know it's in the Sun. But mobile phone firms warning shareholders about potential health effects of radio signals, but don't tell the customers. So the shareholders are being warned about the health effects, but not the customers. And this is actually in the media. I know they talk crap in the media, but they were going on from BBC News. Cancer's rising around the world. This is in 2018 again.
This dude's got a point, man. Like he said, the horse with no name again. The weapons are very high powered compared to 5G. Like,
well, I tell you what, if what he needs to do is look up Barry Trower. He needs to look up Barry Trower because he explains. I don't know how this works, but he explains how the low frequencies are much more dangerous than the higher frequencies. So, but he needs to check out Barry Trower about that because he explains that in detail about that.
Yeah.
So I've actually got something to sort of back you up as well, Lee. You know, something personal that happened to me. So 5G. I moved into this house, and smart meters are run by 5G, right?
Yeah.
So I had a smart meter in here, and I actually got it taken out. So Lou's gone, is he? Luke's gone. So I actually got it taken out, and a guy come to do some tests and whatever. He said, "Why do you want it taken out?" So I said, "Just didn't really get on with the thing, and I don't really know a lot about 5G, and I'm seeing a lot of posts that are saying it's bad, so I just don't really want it taken out." And the guy went, "Oh, that's just interesting. I don't really think there's anything wrong with it." So he took this 5G meter, and another guy come in to put in the old key and card one, and he come in and he was totally against it. He was just like, it's not just like bad, but it's more expensive. And this is a guy that's in the profession, putting in old meters now. And he said, and I hope it's true, he said he thinks they'll all be gone by 2020.
Well, this is the thing with it. Where is it? Yeah.
Because
everyone's on about like the high
basically people are taking them out, like me, because they're taking them out.
Well, it's happening now. There's just been there's been a place in Totnes down the country, and they've actually just fought against that. I don't know if you can get that up on the screen, Fonzie, because it's a new article.
Yeah,
Totnes ban 5G. But Totnes have just they've been fighting against it. There's a lad I know, John Kitson, who's involved in the fight back with it. And their council has actually looked at the evidence and went, yeah, we agree with you, we're stopping it. Bang. The council's put
it. Okay. Right. It's a Sun article, so...
I know there's people out there, right, what they call them, conspiracy theorists, and they will believe anything as long as you chuck the words conspiracy theorist in front of it. How do we know that you ain't one of them? What makes you different? Tell me, because I know there's going to be people asking that, because I've seen the comments on some of the telegrams. They're all like, "Oh, he's just a conspiracy theorist. Oh, he's just."
I've seen it all. Look, I've seen it all. So, right. I'll tell you something.
Tell them.
Right. So what I've just explained before, right, about everyone's telling us, well, they're just not even proper scientists and stuff that I'm getting. Well, I've just told you a list of professional people which you can go to, and these are some of the leading experts in the world. So you can go and check out these people. Look who they are. Look who Professor Martin Pal is. Check out Sharon Goldberg. These people are high-end people. Barry Trower, he was a weapons expert. He's been in the Royal Navy for many, many years. And he talks about, he learned about microwave weapon systems. That was where he went into. He didn't learn about Wi-Fi, learn about microwave weapon systems. And he has learned that the microwave weapon systems are exactly the same as the Wi-Fi, exactly the same as 5G. It's all exactly the same. Once this 5G kicks in, it's phased array. So instead of the signal just coming along, at the present time now, 4G, it's in the atmosphere. It's just flown around. Like I said before, it's flown around. 5G is direct. So there's going to be direct signals pointing all up, boom, 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 boom. You're here, the antenna's over there. That needs to go through your brain to get to your phone. Brain damage is the least of your worries.
With 4G, why is 5G worse than 4G? Why?
Because it's direct signal. It's direct energy signal. So it's basically a weapon system. That's why it's a weapon system. That's why it's not to be used by telecoms.
Hello, Real News UK, also known as megawatts and milliwatts, which is the power. There's a big difference. It's like sat in front of a candle with a 3 kW electric fire. So, I get his point. He's saying that it's, there's levels to this. So it's like someone could eat chocolate and eat so much they would be poisoned. But if you ate like 1 bar a day, it's going to do you no harm. Pretty much. Might make you a bit fat if you don't exercise.
We've been doing right. I'll tell you another thing as well, which counteracts that altogether. The Council of Europe have stated, I know that everyone doesn't like Europe, but the Council of Europe have stated that the maximum you should be exposed to in a household is 200 millivolts. 200 millivolts. Every single house that we've been in to do tests have been reading no less than 800 in children's bedrooms, 4 times over the legal limit.
Disgusting.
Now, that's just, that to me, just, it's no, anybody saying that it's safe hasn't done the research on it. Simple as that. Simple as that.
There's so many things in the past they've passed. Oh, they're safe. Asbestos was safe once. Smoking was safe once.
Exactly.
All this shit.
Well, I never thought talcum powder would be getting done for billions of pounds for causing cancer, but it's happened. It's happened.
No, I'm not having that about talcum powder. You can leave it alone.
I think let's touch on smart meters there as well.
I feel you want to leave my talc alone. I'm telling you, don't stop that away from me. When I get that fat boy chafe, you know what I mean? I need my talcum powder out. I need to rub that stuff on my little with little balls. Because ball bags are weird, man. It's like God just he had some extra elbow skin left over, so he said, "I'll just throw them in that. You know, they'll be all right in there."
Can I just touch on the smart meter point as well there? Just so I know Fonzie was touching on the smart meters before.
Yeah.
So each smart meter has 2 hertz, the transmitter and the house app. Each house may have, say, 15 plus appliances, 10, 15 plus appliances. Each group of houses, say, in an estate, would be 500 houses to 5,000.
Yes, right. Now, this is what I was worried about.
Houses,
yeah.
Times the 2 hertz, times 15 for the amount of devices in your house. That's 150,000 transmitters in one area going off.
See, now this is what I was really worried about, because I thought I live really close to other people, and I just thought I'm going to take this thing out, and I'm still in the middle of it all. So
you got brick walls in a way, bit much, innit? Surely.
Well, as Lee's saying, it's more of a direct sort of, signal.
Can I take us outside and see if I can show you something? I don't know if it'll be too dark, but give us a minute.
Yeah, talc will shield you from 5G. Apparently, just cover yourself in it. That's from a horse with no name.
A horse with no name.
Yeah, man.
I think we're losing you, Lee. If you can still hear us.
Oh no, we was getting into this.
No, he'll be back. He'll be back.
North East Council funds Antifa. Is that right? North East Council funds Antifa. I need to look into that, man. They're my enemy. Oh yeah, vaping. I've heard a lot about vaping, Davey Russell.
Yeah, vaping's coming out now. I mean, how long has it been around? Like mainstream? For a couple of years, 4 years?
Lee's taking us on a guided tour, man. He's doing the haunted house shit.
I'm trying to show you the tree outside of my house. There's loads of them around here, like Gated, where it's
dying off. Yeah, I know about this.
Is this stuff killing the fucking trees, or
yeah,
what?
It does. 5G kills trees.
I heard about this. Show me this proof, man. I can't.
The side of the tree. Oh, can you hear us? Cut off there.
Yeah, it did cut off there, brother. But we continued on. So you were telling us about the tree outside.
Right. There we go. That's the tree. I think that's the one there. Yes, that's the tree.
That looks dead already, though.
Yeah, but the bark fell off.
Look, there's loads of them around Gated like that. I could go around tomorrow on video call to you. I could live stream it tomorrow and drive around Gated, and I could show you hundreds of trees like that.
What?
Yeah, it is. It's actually dead on one side.
Dead on one side,
God,
live on
the
other
so
side, right next to the light in the transmitter. Right next to the light in the transmitter. And do you know how many? There's many trees like that.
You and your mates are going around damaging one side of the tree nearest the lamppost, didn't you? That's what's doing.
Oh, yeah.
At night, they're all sneaking out with their chisels and that.
Listen to this. There was a bloke who made a big video about it. It's on YouTube. I forgot what he's called now. And he actually said that I'm sending the kids out to kick the balls off the trees to make the bark fall off. I went, come on, man. Man.
I was joking. Like, I was just
no, he was deadly serious. He was deadly serious.
That is unbelievable. I had a great picture before.
It's not even it's not even credible evidence what anyone's coming up with. To be fair, it's not, because anything that anyone comes up with, it doesn't really matter what they say in their opinion. The World Health Organization ex-employees are coming forward and saying this is a no-go. ICNIRP guidelines have stated they are not to be used. Lloyds of London have said they're not like insuring anything to do with microwave radiation. If all of this stuff was safe, they would be able to insure it. They would be able to get safety standards for it. It is not safe. The reason why they can't get safety standards for it is because they would fail. That's why they didn't get them done.
Yeah. It is an absolute.
Can I make you
piss take that they've even just gone ahead and they're telling people what they shouldn't have. They're trying to make it mandatory to have smart meters. I've had a smart meter. I didn't just get the 5G taken out because I thought it might be dangerous. The other reasons was it was blatantly more expensive. blatantly.
It is. I had a smart meter before I knew about all this, and soon as I knew about it, I got it took out, and I was, I mean, my house, man, when Mark come and, I remember the first day, actually, I'll touch on this. The first day when Mark come and told me, he come and knocked on my door, because the reason why I first got into this was because both children were bleeding from the nose. My little girl and my little boy.
Thank you, Street Soldier UK. I will look that up. That sounds like the best stuff for me. I need that stuff. But Lee, can I make you an offer here, right? How about this? At some point in the future, I will come up to the northeast, and you can show me these trees and all this stuff, and I'll make a mini documentary. I'll get myself a decent camera or a cameraman, one of the two, and we will do this. And then I want to visit someone that is pro 5G, and they can talk me through why this shit is thing. And then we can bosh the videos together as a thing. And people can make up their own minds, because I still got no dog in the fight. I think you've got a fucking good argument, Lee. I'll give you that. As soon as I see that tree next to that lamppost, I was like, that.
I had a great picture. I had a great picture before. It was on Facebook. I cannot find it, but it was trees just absolutely, demolished by this.
Diamond Dan's it's not a half bark tree.
I've seen a few of them kicking around in gates and actually half bark trees.
That's what it is. Wrong tree,
the gates of council have been cutting back on feeding the trees and stuff. So they've just been putting half bark trees in.
Saving money, isn't they? Yeah.
Saving money.
Just be malnourished,
Council cutbacks.
Someone's come and sprayed it with weed killer or something.
Yeah. Can I please mention a shout out? Of course you can, darling. Go over it.
Can I just touch on one other thing as well? So we've looked into statistics on Public Health England's website and stuff, and it showed in the last few years that there's been a rise in cancer rates, rise in stroke rates in Gateshead. You can actually put in your hometown, search through it, and go to certain areas and find out. So we've went through all of that, found out that there's obviously been a rise in cancers, been a rise in strokes. So obviously there's been a rise in death. So that's a fact.
Up there and all.
And we know of a lot of people. I know of a lot of young lads who's died, cancers and stuff, and a lot of young lads even now who going out on the drink, who like a bit Charlie, like a good drink, and they're lying down on the settees, come down and stuff off the being out on the drink all night. And normally your immune system would be knocked by about 50% or something when you've had no food, you've been dancing about and in the town and stuff, and then you're lying on a settee cabbaged. I mean, your immune system's done in, probably minimised by 50%.
Yeah.
But when you're lying on that settee, getting microwaved as well, boom, go down to 50% again. That's it. Goes down. Your immune system drags right down. There's so many teenagers and young men who are just lying dead on settees all the time, constantly now. And it's not just off one drug. I can't say there's one drug epidemic coming around, because it's off loads of different drugs. It's loads of different stuff. And that's never happened before either.
Yeah, that there is something that would never come out, because they'd always just blame it on the second you've touched drug or drink. It's, well, look at him. So that's something that will never come out.
I've heard that the councils and the governments like to do distractions from real things. Now, this was something from my older friend that's worked in technology and particularly phones and telecoms since the 60s. Now, he said what the government like to do is they like to bury really dangerous substances below ground, and it'll take years for this shit to rise. And then that stuff can start affecting people. So they'll let these conspiracy theorists go and blame other things like 5G now, when really, rather than letting the truth come out, actually, no, it's because we dumped a load of toxic waste under the fucking ground before we built the houses on it. Now, that sounds very plausible.
I would say to that, I would answer to that by saying there's loads of other stuff, all these other conspiracy theories, like all the other shit that people are talking about, to be fair. I think them are the cover-up for 5G, because everyone's allowed to talk about all these other conspiracy theories. Everyone talks about them fluently all over Facebook. I see all the groups. As soon as anyone talks about 5G on Facebook, boom, gone. See you later, boom, gone. Yeah, straight away. You're not allowed to talk about it. That is the thing, what they are burying. They're burying 5G.
Right. Now, we'll see with this podcast.
There is some great area here that I want to get. I want to get to the truth of it. I'm going to do my best. I'm not, I'm no fucking journalist.
No, keep going.
Questions. So I'm going to have to pop up to the northeast and talk to you about this face to face, and you can take me around, show me your evidence, bring your fucking argument, and we will do this, man. We will do this. I'll make sure this happens.
When you come up here, and because it's the same with anyone else that's come up here. We've had 2 documentary blokes come up here now to do 2 separate documentaries. And when they both came here, they came and they said, they came and said that as soon as they got here, they said, whoa, it's like weird here. I says, So what do you mean? This has got a horrible vibe. There's no, because we look around him and there's no birds, no butterflies, no wasps, no butterflies, no bees, flies, anything. I haven't seen a ladybird in I don't know how many years. Butterflies, you only see an odd little black one or something.
I've seen lady dudes these days.
One just walked behind me just now.
Along with Antifa protests, you see loads of lady dudes.
Loads of them lady boys and whatnot. They're fucking everywhere, them motherfuckers. Right. I don't want to bore the audience with saying...
They are gender neutral people. These are gender neutral. You'll get in trouble.
And we're going to talk about this Antifa funding that someone mentioned earlier. Forgive me, I forgot who said it, but they Jamie Saxby, that's who it was.
Can I just touch on one thing before we lost the 5G loop? Right. What I was saying before about stroke rates have went up, cancer rates have went up, death rate has went up in Gateshead. So Gateshead Council, what did they do to look into it to say why is the people dying? What's going on? No. The leader of Gateshead Council just came out and tell you the other day and said that there's tens of thousands of people dying across the UK due to climate change. Climate change.
Oh, sorry, I just
climate change.
I am a massive climate change fucking denier, man. I'm just like,
well,
this shit is bullshit.
I think climate change is a hoax for 5G. That's what I think. I fully believe that because all they're doing is pushing electrics.
Yeah.
They're pushing the smart agenda out there. They want rid of all the diesel and petrol cars so they can get autonomous cars and electric cars. That's the whole idea for it. It's pushing the 5G in. That's all they're doing. They're getting paid to push the 5G in. And so the leader of Gateshead Council, so what did he do about the rise in death? So he believes that there's tens of thousands of people dying, I believe, through microwave radiation, phones and stuff. That's why the strokes and cancers are going up. He believes it's climate change. But anyway, no matter what it is, forget about what it is. What's he done to resolve the matter? Well, he's on about putting toll booths now around Gateshead and Newcastle. So we've got to pay more to drive. So it's our fault, so we're getting hit. So they can make more money. And on top of that, this is the most sinister thing that I've ever come across in my whole entire life. Gateshead Council are the first council in the world to open up their own funeral directors.
Oh, that's nice of them.
We sent in a freedom of information to say it is nice of them. It's a perfect thing, isn't it? Put 5G here, kill people, make money off the cancer treatments and stuff, and then kill them off and then put them on the funeral. I mean, it's a great business. And then blame it on climate change and then charge people for driving. I mean, it's great. What a business plan. It's a great business plan.
And people don't think that when they hear these things, they're like, how can people do that? And if you look into, just to push, like, another thing they do, and America's making money off abortions, right? And do not think that is some sort of conspiracy thing. Go and do your bloody research. So don't think that people don't do this shit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that I say about that as well. That's the thing that I say. Look, what you've just said there.
It's deep, man.
Look what you said about coming up. When you're saying you're going to come up and do a few, right? I've said this to a million people because a lot of people try and disprove us and try and say that I'm wrong and I'm talking bullshit. I'll always say to everybody, come to Gateshead, come and have a look for yourself. When you come here and you'll see what's going on and you'll look, I'll even take it in my council office and you'll see the way they all scurry and run away and all that when I even just approach the building. It's absolutely mental. And another thing as well, when I go in there, I'll totally breach the peace. I go in there and just totally cause chaos, standing in the middle of the civic centre, stopping them all from working on a megaphone, calling them murderers. Calling them, yes, I'm one of them pests. But I'm calling them murderers. I've got the nice old megaphone. But and like I say, I've been called murderers, terrorists. I've stopped paying me council tax on the case of calling them terrorists, that I am not funding a terrorist organisation. Have I had even one letter back from them? Not a thing. Have they got us arrested for calling them terrorists and murderers? Nope. That is slander. If I was wrong, it's slander. They can't get us done because the reason why they don't want us to get into court is because I've got all of them documented pictures of my children bleeding from the nose. I've got all my doctor's records. I've got loads of stuff of all the times I've been to the doctors about my children bleeding from the nose. And plus, on top of that, the amount of times the police have come, give us 2 Osmond warnings now, telling us my life's in danger.
That's fucked.
Yes.
I think you're a night to live with.
Your kids, did they bleed from the nose when you had 5G in the house, or is this just from your neighbour's 5G?
No, it was just because this is the thing about 5G. It's not about 5G being in your house. It's attached to every single street light.
No, that's what I was asking. Did it happen when you had it in the house, or
Just explain it. My house was just like my house was here, and I had a light in the front, light on the side, and a light in the back because I had like a back lane. I live next door to a shop, so there was a cut where the shop was, and then so there was 3. Like normally, people have just got 1 lamppost outside the house. I've had 3, so that works as like a grid. Then we've got to bounce off each other. You know what I mean? So it's
so you're right in the middle of this fucking grid.
Yeah. So being in a small proximity with 3 lampposts being around, all of them connecting together. My bedroom was not reading no less than 1,600 millivolts. The maximum it can be exposed to, that's a fully grown male, is 200 millivolts. My children were being assaulted.
When you went to doctors, what was the diagnosis? What was their diagnosis?
There's no diagnosis still yet, but the doctors will tell you, and I've tell everybody to do this as well. Go into your doctors, speak to your doctors. Loads of people have actually went into their doctors now who I've spoken to, and they're actually telling us, coming back now and saying, yeah, my doctor said there's loads of children coming in with nosebleeds. Monday, just on Monday, but they're just not looking into why. I don't know what it is. It just seems to be one big cover-up, the same thing. It's just a big cover-up. But on Monday, I took my child to school, and there's a lot of still people in Gateshead who don't believe us. Even though there's no birds, there's no bees, the trees are all dying. It's blanely in front of their face, but you know, the people, they just gone, it can't be. The government has got to be right.
Do they treat you like you're the nutter? They just be like, oh, there's Lee, he thinks your microwaves are dangerous. Don't eat shit out of them. Are they treat you like that, or is it more...
I'll tell you what, right? The people who live in Gateshead, the alcoholics from the bars, the people who don't really go outside and like walk dogs and go out with their children to parks and stuff. The alcoholics who sit in the bars and just like to sniff and sit and drink all day, retards, down and out, no jobs, no nothing. Them sort of people, they call us names, to try and make jokes up about us on Facebook and stuff and try and laugh about it. But just the general people, because I do a lot of canvas and I go around knocking on people and just speaking to them. I go to the parks, the local parks, and just start speaking to dog walkers because it's the perfect place. Because when you see them in a park, when there's no birds, there's no bees, there's no wildlife at all, the trees are all dying, it's the perfect place to hit them, isn't it? To tell them, look at this, look around you. And most people go, I haven't even realised, you know, because people, everyone just in their own little bubble, just wandering about, they don't realise until you point it out to them and show them, and then they go,
so do you think the birds are actually flying into 5G areas, right, and dying, or do you think that they're, you know, a little bit more clued up than that, and nature's sort of like avoiding it?
I think they're a little bit more clued up than that, and they're avoiding it. That's what I would say. I'll be thinking that I think birds are quite clever, aren't they? You know,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Find a way back to the nest and stuff. So I think any radiation going to them, I think they would be thinking, "Whoa,
they clued up and they go, yeah, that ain't right. I'm getting out of there." Yeah.
Still, because we've been in the testing stage of 5G in Gateshead, there has been an odd day where I know for a fact it's been turned off because there's just all of a sudden there's loads of wildlife starts swooping back from all over, and you're thinking, what's going on? This is making a mug of me here. Well, hold on a minute. And then it's for a few hours, and then all of a sudden, boom, everything gone again, and you're thinking, whoa, what's going on here? And this is the kind of things what's happening. It's happening all the time in Gateshead. I know it sounds unbelievable, but I thought it was unbelievable when Mark told us as well. I only first found out about this, and I'll just touch on this just before we move on to other things. How I found out about this, Mark.
Crank, you know, he's a crank.
So Mark Steele, I put on Facebook that my 2 children were bleeding from the nose. I put it on Facebook saying, "Is anybody else's?" I went to the doctors and says, "Don't know what could be the cause." I just put it on Facebook, "Is anybody else's children bleeding from the nose in Gateshead?" Just because I thought that can't be just my children, you know, I can't be the only ones. So I put it on Facebook, rightly so, list upon list upon list upon list upon list. I think it had over 100 comments, and I think it was maybe about 50 mothers or fathers from Gateshead saying, "Oh, my son's getting nosebleeds. Oh, my 2 daughters are getting nosebleeds. Oh, my youngest getting nosebleeds. My oldest one's getting nosebleeds." And I was like, what's going on? No, there's something really sinister going on. And then Mark got in touch with me. He says, "Can I come and see you?" And I went, bear in mind at this point, you know, lads, I had not one clue that even microwave radiation was dangerous. I didn't know Wi-Fi was bad. I didn't have a clue about any of it.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Can I come and see you?" And he come and see me. He knocked on my door. He come out. He had his sunglasses on and that, what he wears. I come out and I thought, "Who's this fucking bloke? You know, like, what's going on?" And he says, "I'll tell you what's causing the nosebleeds." He says, "That lamppost there." I said, "Fuck off, you know, fuck off. Get out my fucking garden, you fucking idiot. Fuck off. No chance." I says, "There's not a fucking chance, man." I says, and I even tell him, I was saying, "Listen, you're on fucking drugs." I says, "No, there's no fucking way, man." I says, "A lamppost doesn't cause fucking that." So it wasn't he just left us a big pile of evidence. He just went, "There you are," dumped it on us and went, "There you go, have a look through that." I didn't even look through it for the first week. And then the nosebleeds continued. And I thought, well, maybe this man's got a point. Yeah, I need to look into it. I need to have a look. So what I done was, before I looked into the evidence, I went up on the top of the light and I snapped the antennas off the top. I had a ladder. I was a window cleaner at the time. So I got my ladder up, snapped the antennas off the top. And then within about 2 days, I had no nosebleeds. And the antennas, my lights were off outside my house. And they were off for about 3 months. And within the first few days, the nosebleeds stopped. And I didn't get any more nosebleeds on my kids.
Is that coincidental? Did you happen to stop picking your nose at the same time? Did you weigh everything up, Lee?
I like to pick now and then. Like.
Fucking hell.
Pick of your nose. You're not a real man if you don't like a good pick of your nose.
Yeah. My boy walks around like that, you know what I mean? Just all day. Okay, now.
I actually, mate, never, man. Just blow it.
Everyone picks their nose. Anyway, right, yeah. So I've got another question for you about Antifa. Something about the council or the government, one of the two. Jamie Saxby pointed it out. Told me to ask you, Antifa being funded.
Right, I'll explain. So Sunderland for Transparency is a brilliant little group. Nothing to do with me. Just a brilliant little group from up here. It involves Emma Ward, Christopher Marshall, Stephen Cuthbert, and them are the 3 main ones I think that's in it, who like sort of run the show. And what they've done is they've been looking into all the Labour councils up here in the northeast and what's going on and where the money's going. So they've looked right into it and they found out that Gateshead Council, South Tyneside Council, North Tyneside Council, Sunderland Council, Newcastle Council, Northumberland Council, Durham Council, all of them are funding an organisation, and the Home Office and Northumbria Police are funding an organisation called TWAFA. Now, TWAFA are the Tyne Wears Anti-Fascist Association. They're meant to be non-political, and they're meant to actually run a service and give a service to the people of Gateshead and Newcastle, where I've never ever seen any service. There's actually a spokesperson from Antifa, from TWAFA, who is called Mike Hartman. Now, Mike Hartman doxed my old address to get people to come and attack me at my home where my children are. The same organisation who all of our councils,
and
our
it's
local police...
anti-fascist.
I know, they're going to come to your house.
It's anti-fascist, and they do that shit. It's like, what?
This is them. The smellies.
Unbelievable.
Fucking wankers that live off mummy and daddy's money. They ain't better to do with themselves. So they try and make a name for themselves by jumping people and then acting like fucking heroes when they outnumber you 10-1. Brave cunts, ain't ya? Fuck you. Sorry.
Exactly. Well, I had a chest there, didn't you?
Yeah, mate, I can't stand them. They're just the worst. They're just cancer. They just
hate themselves because they're English, because they're British. We did this, we did that. Fuck you. I am not apologizing for creating the greatest society on earth where we can live safely mostly. You know, it's not perfect. No one's pretending it's fucking perfect, but you should be fucking grateful that you don't have to eat your own shit in some fucking sand pit out in the Middle East. Be fucking thankful for Western culture and everything. It's the most multicultural society on the planet, and you are moaning about it. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
So does Lee know that I'm with Antifa?
Okay, yeah. Fonzie, do remember, isn't it?
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
But your face covered then.
I just thought after that rant, it was just like, yeah. I'll tell him the truth now.
Perfect time to get me off your chest, Fonz.
Well, I'm here to chuck in the old.
So all
other
these
points of view, you know.
So what are they funding them for? For their rallies, for their?
So they were meant to be actually creating a service to the people of Gateshead, and the service was that they were it was like a protection service to protect them from fascists, racists, bigots, Islamophobes, and so on. So we've looked right into it, and there hasn't been any service. So we've looked into the funding from it, and between them councils, I think it was £330,000. I don't know, don't quote us, but it was something along them lines. It was definitely over 300 grand, which have been funded direct to TWAFA. Now, TWAFA have got direct links, and it's the same people who are in TWAFA who are linked to all the Northeast Antifa up here. So it's exactly the same people. So our local police force, local councils are actually paying Antifa to protest against her and attack her and dox her address. And I mean, it's
better than that TWAFA. It sounds like
I know it sounds just so
handy. Get at a fair or something. Would you like a stick of TWAFA? You know, it just sounds.
I think it sounds like something you'd call someone if you didn't like them.
Yeah, like a twat.
You fucking twaffer. Get away from me.
You fucking twaffer. You twaffer bastard. Excuse us, guys. I know I'm talking about cancer causes and I'm smoking, but that was my choice.
Oh, you do that,
at least you can choose to put that thing down.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe you should, mate. Maybe you should. Think about what you're doing to your poor little lung. You know? And then you're telling me about talcum powder, you fucking hypocrite.
Yeah. 5G and all that poison, and you got that cancer stick. Let me just sip on my beer. Hold on.
With smoking, I've looked at this, right, and I've thought about it. Now, they keep asking everybody to stop smoking and stop smoking and stop smoking.
Yeah.
I was thinking, why? What was the reason? What's the reason for stopping smoking? And I don't know if this is true. This is me being a conspiracy theorist now.
I've always thought this, so I'm really interested to it.
Go on.
This is just my little thing, what I've thought and worked out a little bit. And I've got a lot of doctors actually looking at it, not high-end doctors, just people who's been doctors like in local places and stuff, that are actually looking into it to try and find out a little bit more, because obviously I haven't got no speciality in this. But what I was thinking is because they're injecting like in the vaccines and stuff, there's loads of metals in there. I don't know what people think about them chemtrails. I don't know if I haven't looked into them. It's another conspiracy theory as far as I'm concerned, but I don't know. And the same again, everyone's saying the metals. I keep thinking, well, why would you want metals? What I'm trying to say is that this is to 3D map your home, to watch you, pick you up as a signal. So the perfect opportunity to pick someone up would be metals inside their body, wouldn't it? Pick them up on an antenna.
Yeah, but how would you know it was them? You're putting the same metals into every person.
Yeah, because you can, with the 868 megahertz, you can actually 3D map someone's home. You can see where they live. They'll be able to 3D map in your home, pick you out, boom.
There's metals everywhere.
You target you as an individual. I'll tell you how it explains that. If everyone hasn't seen it, the 5G Apocalypse movie with Mark Steelan. Mark, he explains it. But what I was thinking of is that because in Gateshead especially, they're really pushing to stop smoking. I don't understand why. So I was just thinking about it, and I don't know if this is true. Like I say, this is just me being a conspiracy theorist now, really being a conspiracy theorist. I wonder if the tar from inside here stops the metals from being picked up.
No.
I don't know. There's a lot of doctors agreeing with it as well.
Not only that, mate, there is metal all over my house. There's batteries, there's everything. There's phones that would interfere with that shit. There's Wi-Fi boxes. There's nails in the wall everywhere where I'm hanging pictures up and stuff. It's metals everywhere. So that little tiny amount of metal.
Yeah, but a nail doesn't make a human body shape, does it?
Yes, I know. That's the difference.
Yeah, you'd see a shape. You'd see the shape of a human.
Have you ever tried to, wear something in a fucking metal detector or X-rays and stuff like that? It doesn't work like that. It would make no sense to me because the door frame is metal, some.
Yeah,
parts
but you would see a door frame. You wouldn't see 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head. You'd see a door frame.
I can't get behind that. That's like.
I've never heard it before either.
Like I did say, that was me being a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, no.
So what's the mainstream? What's the mainstream on that? So the mainstream is they want to stop people from smoking because it's costing the NHS money and all that. And to that, I just say, well, to anyone who's known as a smoker and you can look at their lungs and go, "You're a fucking smoker," why don't they just give them one chance on the NHS, and if they don't stop, then fuck them off. Just go, you're not covered no more.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
And it's the same for drinkers as well. Like, I'm a drinker. I love a drink. Everyone who knows me knows I love a drink. So if I push myself to the limits and I go and I get really ill, God forbid, then I go in there and then I talk to a doctor and he says, "Listen, mate, you got one chance, and one chance only. And if you keep doing it, we ain't gonna cover you no more." And I am as a drinker saying do that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. That's a very Jake. That's a very conservative viewpoint. What you've put out there, for real. That really.
And I'm not even a conservative.
Yeah, no, but that is how a lot of them would think. That is a very tough shit sort of attitude.
It's the same for people that overeat.
The left
for people
would argue against it because they think that people who are transgender and stuff like that should have the right to have surgery done on the NHS. The taxpayers should pay for that. And I'm completely against that. I'm like, no, if you want that shit done and you want to pay for it, you fucking pay for it.
Oh my God, Lou, great point. Because so many are coming back and they're trying to change back. Have you known it? Like, it's coming out lately that so many are changing back. They know they've made a mistake.
Yeah, the old fucking weirdos who want their balls chopped off and all that.
They've made a mistake. Like, no. Oh shit! It was trendy at the time.
Yeah, I'm not having that. No, I would never get behind that. I'm not. No.
Well,
it's not like getting your ear pierced, is it?
Your balls chopped off and then realise that it went out of fashion.
Yeah, and then meeting a girl and you really love her and like, oh, we should have kids. Oh, it's too late now. It was in fashion at the time, so I got them cut off.
Oh, I thought my mum and dad brought me up and they told me I was a little girl and told me to be a little girl because it would make them popular in the playground.
Yeah,
and now I've decided against it, but I've had my balls lopped off, so I'll fuck right off out of it. No, this stuff, especially this hormones. Have you heard about the hormones that they're trying to hormone blockers that they're trying to give little kids?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Wasn't Michael Jackson chemically castrated as well by his dad? No one heard that. Oh, dude, yeah. Please. I hope there's someone in chat that knows that as well. It's just
I'm not having that.
Chemically castrated to keep his voice low.
That's worse than me. That's worse than me talking about killer lamppost stuff.
Bonds, pull that shit up. Show me this stuff because I've heard the duck butter.
Listen, man, it's just something I heard. I'm not saying it's true, but it's just that I was just linking that to what people are doing nowadays. It's, you know what I mean?
What are you gonna type in? Did Michael Jackson get his balls chopped
off? I'm gonna, because I want to know myself as well.
He's
just done it as well, though.
Yeah, no, he just smothered himself in talcum powder. That's why he was so white. He was just smart about this shit. He didn't want chafe. That's all it was. He didn't have his balls locked.
That's probably why he died early then, because he put his too much talcum powder on himself.
You're not ruining it for me.
Oh my God! No, here we go, boys.
Look, I love talcum powder as well. I've always loved talcum powder. I just can't get it. But the fact that these MPs have come forward and said that microwave radiation is no more harmful than talcum powder, and talcum powder has been come out to be a cancer cause, it's great. You know what I mean?
Not having it. Oh, so look at his old man. Look at him. Look at him.
There's it.
What is wrong with his face? He looks like a cartoon cat or something, man. He looks like Garfield.
Yeah, he's just looks evil, man. He looks like a fucking mob boss if he was a bit whiter.
Yeah, like a little black
a bit more Italian looking.
Just head to the toilet. 2 seconds, lads.
Yeah, no worries.
Correct on.
So chemically castrated as a child by his deceased father.
He ain't got a toilet right there, is he?
I don't know.
In his living room. He's man.
So I know I just didn't pull that out of the air. I know. That is madness.
Read this shit to me. Come on. Sorry, I'll be stum. Read this shit.
Michael Jackson was chemically castrated as a child by his recently deceased father, Joe Jackson, the late pop megastar's former doctor has claimed.
What the fuck you playing at, Joe?
Conrad Murphy, who's a pop icon. I wish I could just do the read out loud thing, but you wouldn't be able to hear it, would you? Well, he suffered a cardiac arrest, and the former cardiologist has now filmed claiming that. So what? It was in his movie as well. I'm trying to get to the tasty bits. The claim echoes those he made in. So it's in a book as well. Secret Lives of Dr. Conrad Murphy and Michael Jackson, in which he accuses Joe of forcing his son to get hormone injections at age 12 to cure his acne and to stop his voice from changing, which is exactly what I heard too. So yeah.
You wrongin'.
Although it is unclear when the film was taken.
Do you know what? Explain a lot though, because he's brothers. You know what I mean? Jackson's brothers and that.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Like normal dudes, you know, like they're just you know, average old black dudes now. Like there's nothing wrong with them. No, you know, no mad business going on as far as I know. And then Jackson, he's just Michael Jackson, he's just fucked, man. Like he was. Like all that shit done to him, he bleached his skin or whatever he did. He says he got some disease that made him go white. I don't know about that. And he was so fucked up. I'm not sure about the pedo shit. I'm not sure they ever proved that.
Can you hear me all right, lads?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're back on.
Yeah. Put my headphones in, that's all. I could keep talking here better.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I watched the documentary with the supposed victims, and I wasn't convinced. You know, when you're watching someone and you can just smell bullshit.
Yeah.
Like nothing was genuine. Yeah. It was all.
I was like that as well. I was like that with Michael Jackson. I don't believe that, to be fair.
I like what he said. If you see his live speeches to his fans, and he's just like, it is a total conspiracy. They don't want me to speak out because he basically started speaking out about the music industry and how toxic and
a certain group of people.
Now I'm a conspiracy theorist and so I'll just chuck it out there. That it's very satanic, and he was speaking out about that shit, and they warned him, don't, because you'll end up dead. And this is what you can hear phone calls to his sister saying that they're coming to kill me because of what I'm doing now.
Yeah, but the ones that was against him and saying that he was a pedo were bringing up things like he had alarms in his hallway. So, like, if someone walked down there coming towards the room, it would let him know in the room. Now, why the fuck would you do that? Why would you have kids in your bedroom? Anyway,
absolutely.
Why would you be settling with people outside of court if you were innocent? If I was being accused of being a pedo and I weren't, I'd be like, I ain't fucking paying you shit. I don't care if I'm a billionaire seal clubber. You ain't getting a penny of my money. There's no way in the world.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing, Lee? Why are you laughing?
I'll seal clubber there.
Seal clubber, you know?
I'm gonna go to the toilet myself. 2 secs.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Do you know what, Jay? Fonz, we gotta get some bladders. You know, one of them ones that attach to your penis, like them. You know, them things, and then we can just piss and still sit here or something, man. We've got to start sending them out before shows so we can just do this. I don't know how Joe Rogan sits there for ages without needing a piss. He must be hooked up.
I don't know how people do that. He must have something.
He must, because I've seen him drink whiskey. I've seen him sipping water. I think I've even maybe seen him have a beer one time. He must have done that shit, you know. But no, there's people that have got good arguments against Wacko Jacko, and there's good people that have got arguments, you know, for him. So it's like, that is the greyest area I've ever known. I'm like, what really happened? What the fuck really went on? I don't know.
I'm still really confused with it all. I don't get it. Not like you said, none of the victims really added up, but none of his story added up either. Just none of it added up at all. It was just all weird and fucked up, innit?
You know, R. Kelly is blatant. Like, R. Kelly is banker. There's no question, right? Yeah. So that shit's dealt with, right? Yeah. I'm completely convinced here. I have changed more times on Michael Jackson than my bird has when we're trying to go out for dinner. You know what I mean? Sitting there with a menu. I've already fucking ordered my burger and chips and whatnot. This fucker's like, oh, I don't know if I want this. Can I have a minute? You know, can you just fucking order something? Like, I've sat here nursing this drink for fucking ages because I'm waiting for my food. And you know what I mean? It was like that. I'm like, back and forth. I'm like, he did do it. And then I'm like, no, he didn't. No. Every time someone brings something new to me and I'm like, I've changed my mind on this shit now. It's fucking weird. It's weird no matter what, you know what I mean?
Really weird one. It is a really weird one.
All I know is for certain he did shit that I would never do.
Yeah,
you know, and the parents.
No, but that's what I think. Though, he just fucked up.
Like, why would you let some guy take your kids to his house and you don't really know him?
I know. That's what I don't get that at all. Just because.
Yeah, he was fucked up, man. What's? Oh, he's gone.
Oh, yeah, Lee's gone.
Oh, there
he'll
be
back. There it is. I think the signal's
someone was trying to bring it.
So what people was trying to say.
He needs 5G.
What people was trying to say about Michael Jackson in his defense, and I'm not defending him. What they was trying to say was like his dad robbed him of a childhood, so that was the only thing that made him comfortable, and it's just fucking freaky as fuck, man. There's no way I'd be doing that.
Yeah, Viking dude just said that. Jacko was definitely a bit dodgy though. There was something definitely odd with a guy. I agree. I don't. Street Soldier said, I don't think he did. Gateshead Council are more than odd. They make Jacko look normal. I'm sure Lee would agree with you there, Anonymous Geordie. Yeah,
100%.
He paid the victims off. Yeah, he did, Matthew. And like you said, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I would never have paid people off if I was innocent. There's no way in the world, because it just made me look guilty as fuck. So that's, you know. Oh, yeah. Apparently 5G makes you piss more, so I think you boys are being fucked up by that, you know.
That's my first piss.
That was from a horse with no name.
In my defence, yeah.
He is as well.
That was my first piss.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're not doing too bad considering you're drinking beers. Beers go right through you every fucking time.
I was so dehydrated, man. I had that freaking... that's another thing we could talk about, man.
Go on, what's that? Go on. Let's get this convo
flu
going.
Shots. Right, and my conspiracy is that they put flu inside these jabs and it incubates in your body and then comes out. And you might be immune to it, but you spread it to other people. You're the carrier, basically.
So your dog in the argument is...
It's a moneymaker.
They're deliberately poisoning.
And they carry the flu.
Are you with that, Lee, as well? Are you with that?
I believe that they're poisoning you as well with these vaccines, 100%.
But do you believe that they carry flu and you carry it and give it to other people?
Yeah.
And it's actually in the shot itself. So you're immune to it, but you give the flu to other people, which forces them then to go, oh, and I'm going to need a flu shot. So then everyone fucking gets flu shots, and they get paid fucking mega money for it.
All right.
It is. Everything's a money scam. Every single thing that you do, it always comes out of money for them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about us.
But doesn't it cost them money fixing us?
I tell you what, right? The best
How is
way
a flu
to fix
shot
the
fixing you, though?
thing is anyone going for a flu jab, before you get it, ask them what the ingredients is. None of the doctors are able to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
That should ring alarm bell straight away. You're injecting something in us, but you don't know what it is. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Do you know what? Let me just say this. This is what it came down to with me, because I was a bit on this. I was like, no, my kids are not having these jabs and these vaccines. They're not doing it. So I thought, do you know what? I keep hearing about the anti-vaccine argument, but I haven't heard the pro.
Uh-huh.
So I watched a little bit on it, and Joe Rogan had a guy that makes vaccines. He's a proper doctor and he's a proper chemist.
Yep.
And the argument was
with his little bow, that he had.
Yeah, he was a little cute dude, wasn't he? He was like, he was sweet,
dressed up like a fucking present.
Very genuine. No, you can tell when someone's a bullshit and they're not. And he was very good.
He was like wrapped up like a present.
So what he said was, my daughter's autistic, and these people saying that vaccines cause autism is complete horseshit. It's founded in no research whatsoever. And they're saying that, the kids only get autism afterwards. But he said, we're developing technology now where we can tell if the baby has autism in the womb. We can see then and there, we can pick up these signals. So I was like, well, that destroys the vaccine argument on that side.
Where is this technology, though? Because it's not being used.
Can I just say, I think the vaccine thing...
He will explain it so much better than me. So watch the Joe Rogan podcast. And you'll know what I mean.
I want this for another... I think this should be another podcast. Just chucking it out there. I was talking about flu shots.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Right. This is definitely another podcast, and we'd love to have you back on as well. Is that agreed, yeah?
All right, yeah, we'll
do that. Shots. We'll talk about flu shots.
All right. Great. What I'll say is, my dog in the argument is, what it comes down to is, 150 years ago or so, the most common age of death for people was died at childbirth. The whole medical side of science has come so far. Now, we've gone from living till about 40, if you were lucky, to living till in the hundreds and stuff like that. We are so well looked after by the medical world. Why does everyone think that they're trying to kill you all the time when when the proof is we live so much longer? We survive things we never would have survived before. And we actually have pensioners nowadays. We never used to have them 150 years ago.
There's a long argument for that. There's a long argument and there's a short argument. My short argument is that making people ill makes money.
Yes. Look, you're just saying there that the most common thing was child death. And it's stating in the media, and it's in a lot of articles this now, unexplained baby deaths rise for the first time in 3 years. So that it's shooting up. Baby deaths are going up. And another thing about vaccines, they always change the ingredients in it. I don't know if it's every year or every... Why, if they know what it is and they know that it's safe and they know that it cuts out what they're saying it cuts out, why do they need to change the ingredients all the time? I think that it's all just a... If it's not one big conspiracy to a money maker, I still think even if you abolish that argument altogether, I still believe that they don't know 100% that these are safe and they're testing them. So they're using our kids as guinea pigs.
I believe that, but yeah, flu shots. So I definitely think that they are chucking it out there. And do you know what? I never really got sickness bug as a kid. Never really got that, and that is so badly common nowadays. Like it's all the time that me and my kids get it.
Yeah, but you got to admit that the high levels of immigration do bring in things that we had got rid of, like TB. TB was eradicated in England.
That is a good argument.
Well,
and
our granddad had TB.
More people that are cross, bringing in different diseases. Like what? This is a left's argument all the time.
The lefties always throw these arguments in our faces that we went over and killed all the Indians. We went over and killed the Aztecs and all this. Europeans brought, but the truth is we
smallpox, wasn't it?
Diseases that they didn't have. So it wiped them out because their bodies was not used to it. So how the shit, how can they throw that shit in our face?
Some people seem to say that
do the same thing and make freedom of movement. So that we got get all these diseases and shit.
We got dead corpses that had measles and smallpox and left them in their villages and stuff. But I don't know. Where's the proof for that stuff? Huh?
How did AIDS get to Europe and America?
Oh, that's another thing. I'm sure Lee agrees with me on this one as well. That was weaponized.
Well, yeah,
AIDS was weaponized. Yeah,
government created apparently.
Apparently, I'm not saying that's true. I was just saying. Lee, what are you saying, man? My conspiracy buddy.
I don't know. Yeah. Because like I say, there's a lot of subjects where I see I've come into this quite late, and I've come into this movement in a weird angle, because of I was just coming into the paedophile side of it.
You're digging down that rabbit hole, mate.
And it's that was it. I went down.
You're digging, man. You're digging. Keep digging, mate.
Don't get me any further down that rabbit hole.
I like to see that so many people in the comic section. You'd think that they'd be all like, "No, that bullshit." Every time we chuck something out there, there's so many people that actually agree with a lot of things we're saying. Probably not about the AIDS one, but we'll see.
Section, we're getting some really good comments here, right? Because I hate to ignore people and pretend that we didn't see. No, this guy, who's the man? I like that name. That's fucking sick because I'm the man.
Nice to see Dan still out there as well.
MMR vaccine came out in 1971. Autism was first recorded in 1943. And to be fair, I think autism was around a lot longer than any vaccines ever, because Albert Einstein, Da Vinci.
The Romans used to make
they were all autistic.
Yeah.
If you look at their characteristics, if you look at things that people said about them, like their weird ways, they were very autistic. I think, Beethoven even, these people couldn't have done what they had done. Maybe they could have. I don't know. I'm not an expert in it, but they all had the personality traits of someone with autism. Very lonely people. Very, and they like to be lonely. They like their own company. They were very blunt, very rude. Yeah. And that is a big trait of autistic people.
You see where I think me and Lee are coming from is like, we're not saying that it wasn't around. It's just it's far more common nowadays.
Yeah, because they're diagnosing it. But that's diagnosis. That's diagnosis. It's not around if you can't diagnose it.
I know. Look, let's touch on
when someone's a bit thingy, don't you?
From the school I've got my kids at the moment. My little girl, she's my stepdaughter. She has autism, high functional autism. And her in that school, like, she went in and she's getting along fine, but she was too intelligent for her class. What she had to do is she was meant to be in year 1, and that to move her up to year 3. 2 classes, 2 years ahead. But she's still at that point. She couldn't tie her shoelaces. She can't open a car door. She just can't work handles. She can't do stuff. Stuff in the fridge.
I know guys like that have got these amazing abilities, like eidetic memories and stuff like that, and they can just do this, that, and the other. But then when it comes to
when I was younger in school, I can't remember anyone be like that. I remember a couple of fucked up kids. I remember one kid, Daniel, who he's called. He used to run on the yard, and the grass had been cut. He used to sit in the middle of the yard, and the bell used to go back in after dinner, and he used to sit there and stuff the grass down his back. I think he's definitely part of Antifa now.
He was grass.
Trying to identify as a grass patch.
Proper grass.
I identify as grass.
Yeah. But he got done over one day because someone running down the street called him Grass because that was his nickname in school.
Yeah.
I thought he was a rat to the old Bill. He done him over. Gosh.
I'm a super grass running around. A grass cape calling himself super grass.
No, I remember them school, man. I used to a few of them, and I even worked in a mental home once. Not for that reason, and I wasn't sectioned or anything like that. Before anyone in the comments says it, but no, we had a job there, like fitting bathrooms and kitchens, and one of the jobs we had was in this mental home to do a wet room, because they couldn't have baths in these places. You just had to literally have all this disabled stuff, you know, like the gates and the seats that fold out when you're giving them a shower, because there was no way to bath these people. These people were so badly, you know, off the spectrum. And one of the guys was one of these clappy people. He used to just walk around clapping all day, and we could not leave our tools lying about at all. You leave a hammer laying about somewhere and you were off out, you know, that was it. You had to be off site, you know, so everything had to stay with us. It was real aggro, like, you know, because you used to just doing something and then putting your tools down, and that's just your natural instinct. So you had to be on the ball 24/7. And we'd have this great big health and safety sign, and this fucker, bless him, you know, it ain't his fault, used to every day and tear a chunk out of the health and safety sign, and this thing legally had to be up so we were covered. And we'd be like, where the fuck has he gone with it? You know, a great big rip out of it. So we'd have to patch it up every day with sellotape, and then he'd tear it in a different spot the next day and hide it in his room. And we'd have to call the nurse person, like, can you sort this out for us? Because he's done it again, you know? We're trying to lay out, I know, put a sink in or something like that. And he's coming along. You can hear him clapping down the corridor, and he's just gone, and we'd be like, oi! He'd run off into his room, stuff it all up. And you'd be like, what can you do with these dudes? And it's... my point is, there's different levels to these. That once the brain's gone, in a way, it's such a complicated thing. I don't think any point in time we will get to the bit where we can actually repair brains. Can you imagine that? You know, like, and sort out autism, or maybe it'd be an autistic person.
I don't think.
It's such a fragile thing, that in your head.
You would think, though, Luke, the technology that we have got, you would think that they would, like, them are the kind of things that we should be really looking at, not putting weapon systems out to run phones. You know what I mean? This is the real, like, what we should be looking at, not rolling 5G out. It's just stupid. All the stuff that I think it's just money. They don't want the thingy people, all the meds, all the stuff. It's all a money maker, isn't it?
Well, this is these people on the Extinction Rebellion. I was watching a bit of Jordan Peterson on this about climate change.
Yep.
And he made a great point that it's probably something we will never understand. We will never get to the point where we understand it in the near future. So them telling us that the government have got to spend this on it, spend that on it, is not going to change much, because it could be something that's naturally happening, like we're coming out of an ice age.
See now that's what researchers say. I mean, if you look at it and really look into it, that's what they're saying. And that's what we've been told for years. I mean, you don't see the fucking woolly mammoth anymore. And they say, well, we're responsible for killing that.
And I've looked at that, like the air pollution across the whole world. And if the bad air pollution just being plastered around the whole world, we only take up the UK 1%. 1% of the bad. So what? They're in the wrong country. Why don't all these Extinction Rebellion go to fucking China and complain there about America? We know the big massive cars and stuff. Go and fucking protest there.
Because it's horseshit. And they're all outside the fucking Parliament in the road, blocking up the roads and shit. And they ain't even on their laptops doing no fucking research.
Well, Nigeria apparently has the worst air in the world. I read somewhere, Nigeria, because they're having a massive industrial revolution.
It'll be much cheaper, much easier, and it'll stop all our traffic from being fucked up. We should get a few flights together, put all the Extinction Rebellion on, get them off to fucking Nigeria, and let them protest there. That's what I think we should do with them.
Yeah, and China as well. Because
go and do something to make a difference in a country where it's actually going to make a difference.
Or do some fucking real research into it, rather than talking this shit. I mean, I agree. We need to cut down on plastic and shit. That is killing off wildlife. It's not a good thing. But these emissions and all that is absolute horseshit.
Andy,
I have seen an argument made that actually our planet is carbon starved. I've seen an argument made about that, and you can see in rock deposits once there was like a meteorite that hit, and the whole atmosphere was so full of carbon that you can see a big chunk of rock that is just full to the brim with carbon. It's like black, and the planet is there's still wildlife. What these people really don't know what they're talking about.
No, I know. And the thing is,
maybe I need to get Extinction Rebellion up here in Gates because there's no wildlife here.
I would love to have one of them guys on this podcast. I'll tell you what, all they would do is scream and shout at me.
That's from Extinction Rebellion. We'd love to get you on at some point and talk about it. You can tell us about it. We will listen. We won't take the piss out of you. We won't make you feel small. I just want to know what your thought is. I joke about everything. Look, I've dragged Lee out tonight. Lee's one of my pals. Me and him get along fine, and I've still give him the shit, So you're going to get a little bit of shit. So get a sense of humour and get on this podcast, please. Extinction Rebellion. Come on, talk to me.
Phrase that for you. Luke will 100% take the piss out of you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who you are, what cause you've got. It doesn't matter how much evidence you've got. He'll still take the piss out of you and find a way.
Yeah.
So be ready.
Yeah, straight up. I'm not letting anyone off.
I just like the way, it's a shame polar bear more than likely going to be wiped out. The mammoth is gone. And one thing, this was on Joe Rogan's podcast, man. Shout out to fucking Joe Rogan. He's the absolute dude. Man. But then in Siberia, there is fields of mammoths absolutely wiped out, and nothing to do with humans. They're just wiped out, and they you can go there and literally get a shovel and dig up these things. They're all these skeletons. They're just scattered everywhere. It's nothing to do with mankind, and it's a shame. Yeah, penguin probably going to be gone. Polar bear probably going to be gone. All these things. But it's just natural. It's natural. The world goes through a cycle. It spins on its axis.
Been extinct. Loads of them over the years. Loads of them went extinct. Then there's these new sort of. I mean, the dogs that's out there these days. It's unbelievable. The new dogs that's just automatically just appeared on this earth.
Exactly.
I don't know where they've all come from.
How many species have gone? Yeah, they make these arguments. It's humanity. Look at all these species that are gone. Like, even I'm gonna even chuck out the fucking dinosaurs now. Like all of that. Millions and millions of years of species. Where the fuck were we?
It's like what the Flintstones taught us. That weren't true, We didn't have brontosaurus ribs. We didn't.
It's fucking natural. Saber-toothed tiger. You telling me that was us? Where the fuck did that bad boy go? Oh, that was us. No.
Yeah, it was us. Sticks.
Fucking wasn't.
We took on the saber-toothed tiger with sticks and little rocks, and we wiped them out.
The direwolf.
Yeah.
Are we to blame for the direwolf, even though the grey wolf's still about? What? So we just went after the fucking direwolf, did we? Just like we don't like that guy. Wolf, yeah, we'll take him out. We'll... the fuck.
Well, let's have a little read of the comments quick.
What's this about Diamond Dan?
All need to do is import Ebola into India and China. After 10 years, the climate problem will be solved. From Andy. You pessimistic fuck. What an evil man you are. Thank fuck you're not in
Diamond Dan, has anyone read these books? Sapling's A Brief History of Mankind, Homo Deus. A Brief History of Tomorrow. Interesting to say the least.
I like it.
I don't know what the fuck that is. But
fuck that. I don't read much, I try not to. It gives me a headache. I'm lying. Let's have a look. There's a massive rise in mental health. They're just not in hospitals. They're wandering around the streets. I fucking agree with that, Matthew.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Do you know the sort of people I've worked with? People that will just stand there in your face, talking to me, like talking to us right now, and lie to me about some fucking bullshit that never happened.
Yeah.
Like, I can play guitar and sing. So the geezer tried telling me he was a piano tuner,
Right? Why he told me that, I have no idea. And I was sort of like, okay, all right, fair enough, mate. Oh, that's cool.
You're really impressed with him.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
you know,
like...
I was like, okay, that's sweet, mate. You know, nice one. So my boss got wind of it and decided to put it to the test. So one morning he's come in with a keyboard, an electronic keyboard, put it on a table, and he said to the bloke, "Could you tune that up for me? It's sounding a bit wrong." And the geezer just looked at it and he went, "Oh, I ain't done it in so long. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Maybe." And I thought, that's it. He's got your bank the rights. It's an electric keyboard. It don't need tuning, you cunt. So why did you lie to me? Piano tuner. You know, like, what is up with it?
I don't understand that sort of mentality.
Bonds, it was
There's
so
loads out there like
so
that. Loads of people like that.
I don't get why. Like,
I was like, oh, bruv. Oh, you know, like, oh, he's just killed him off. It's a keyboard. It's nothing to tune. It's digital. Do you know what I mean? It's no strings. So you lied to me, bare face. And he come out with some crackers, some absolute crackers. That he, you know, I have tarantulas in my house. Everyone knows that. You know, I've got these tarantulas. So he found out that I like tarantulas, and then he started telling me that he'd watched this thing on YouTube last night about these kids in the Amazon that had this massive spider. It was huge, and they were walking it about on a dog lead. And I looked at him, and I just had to walk away. I just had to walk, just walk away.
Is that the prank with the dog to the spider?
Yeah. What do you think I am, mate? Do you think I know nothing about spiders? Do you think I know that there ain't a spider that big, and there's no way you would have got a collar on the cunt? There's no way. It's not happening. The thing would have fucking fanged you to death. You know, it would have. I'm done with them.
Like petting it, and it's like wagging its abdomen. Like,
to my point, there are plenty of people with mental health problems that just walk around with us like normal, and they're fucking mental. They just.
No, this is the thing. I think
the mental health teams need to get themselves along to an Anti-pedophile protest on a Saturday, haven't they? That's what needs to happen.
Oh,
loads.
Yeah.
Every single one of them is off their rocker. I'm telling you.
They're all the same people, aren't they?
Lee, where do you think the solution is to mental health, right? And I'm not expecting some fucking proper answer, but if you ask me, I'll just chuck my thing out there. I think there is no solution to like people that have already, you know, struggling with mental health. I think we should be focused on prevention. Like,
yes.
Do you agree?
Well, but I agree with that. And what I keep pushing this all the time with mental health. Obviously, I believe that microwave radiation is a massive cause of mental health. Really think it's a massive cause. So there is things you can do. You can minimize it. You can put the risks out there. Like I showed you before on them documents, which says that the phone, the people who are supplying the phones, they're telling the shareholders about the health effect, but they're not telling the customers. Well, this should be known everywhere. Same with them street lights outside.
Yeah.
There's safety warnings on them saying protective eyewear must be worn, but they're at the top of the light. So like, there's loads of safety precautions we could take, and the stuff we eat, the right things, you know, loads of different stuff. What should be pushed out. And I think you're right there, Fonzie. There's nothing we can do about the people that's already lost their minds, but to prevent it from this happening and this outbreak in the future, we need to start looking at something to prevent it. Like we definitely do. 100%.
That's exactly my stance.
There's not enough. Well, my lass is actually she's going back to university to be a midwife, and she's been learning about the common things what hospitals like push out, and one of the most common things push out is obesity. And I thought, obesity. I thought like fat people. Like I understand there's been like diseases what people can't help, and you know, but like
you know what?
That shouldn't be in things that's pushed to the NHS. Definitely not.
Let me jump in here. Do you know what I thought you said then? Because of your fucking poxy northern accent, I thought you said Holby City. You know this program? I thought he was saying Holby City, not OBC.
Poxy accent.
Yeah, I know. I like that one, poxy accent. So Lee, I want to bounce back for a second because I didn't get to ask you this earlier. and I know we're going way back, but I just want to clear this one up. So, you're pretty experienced with, tracking down pedophiles and I'd say, like, I don't want to say it like this, but I have to. You spent a lot more time with them than me, right? So, would you say that pedophilia is a mental illness or a choice? Or whatever. Like, what do you think it is?
I'll tell you what I believe. This is obviously just my views only, not from any group that I've been involved in or anything. Yeah. My views. And what I believe is that I think the whole sexual orientation has been pushed on people. No, I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm not saying it's thing, but simple search onto Pornhub. You scroll down Pornhub. And then this porn comes up. Man takes schoolgirl back home or something. Yeah. And then there's like this woman dressed in schoolgirls. It's been normalized through this all the time. So these men now.
Anyone who likes anime, you're on the borderline. I'm sorry, I'll just shut that one out there. You are on the borderline. It's fucking true. I can't stand that shit. But yeah, anyway. No, Lee, I agree with you, and all this, like when a girl calls someone daddy, like whilst you're at it, it's what the fuck? Like, what the fuck are you thinking, man?
That's not for me.
Let's say it's been normalised so much that I think
agree.
That men's sexual preferences are becoming much more. Men's sexual preferences are becoming much more needed because of it being pushed in your face. So when they are seeing this young girl or whatever come across, it's just, I don't think that it sinks into mind that it's wrong. I think they're just actually sexually orientated to go with it. I don't even think that they're actually thinking about what they're doing, because most of them that I've actually caught, when you catch them and you see them face to face, they're just like, what? No.
Yeah,
no,
like you caught me
what?
off guard there. Like I've snapped out of a fucking trance. Yeah.
They're sociopaths, that's why.
Yeah.
And they're like, whoa. Yeah. And then reality hits them and start crying in front of you. And you're like, fucking stop crying, you soppy cunt. You're the one who had to meet a child. You fucking wake yourself up. But you can actually see in their face, they actually distort. They're thinking, fuck, what have I done? That one mistake now has ruined my whole entire life. Yeah. But therefore, I think that, see me and Luke had this conversation, and we're speaking about this, weren't we, Luke? About that young lass who's in the movement and stuff. And what about, like, if someone comes forward and, like, someone who's vulnerable, like a young girl, or, like, in this case, a girl who's had her kids taken from her and she's been sexually abused as a child, and, like, them kind of lasses to me, they are sort of like father them, and I don't want them to call us daddy, by the way. I just I sort of like father them, where I would look out for them and I would be there for them more than, and protect them more than going, like, I want to fuck her. You know, like, that doesn't even cross my mind. It's like, it's just fucking mental. It's crazy. And even if I was looking at some porn, I was getting turned on by a fucking lass in a school uniform, I would go, whoa, what the fuck is this shit? Whoa, I would snap out of it and say, fuck this, whoa, before I went any further, you know? So these people, I would say, going back to that, Fonzie, the answer would be it's a choice, because they're choosing to carry it on. We, like, as the paedophile hunters go, they never ever talk first. So we never ever pop up and say hello. We just make an account, and then they pop up first and say hello. We just say hello, how are you, or where you from, or something. Yep. They'll respond back. Then we'll drop the bombshell. I'm 13-year-old. That should be it there and then. It should
Lee,
be switched off. Boom.
Lee, you know a lot more than I do, right? What kind of help does our government and does our community offer to people that come forward as a paedophile or someone with them faults? Like, what can they do to sort of go, look, man, I've got a problem and I need to... Yeah, Luke. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Right, we all know that one. If you've committed an offence, absolutely, that's what the fuck you should do. But if you are someone with a problem and you wanna just fucking eradicate, what can be done about that? And what is being done about that?
There's things at the minute. where there's that needs to be put in place for all paedophiles. I think, Luke.
They can volunteer
because I think it's like anything. It's mental illness. If you're gonna go and kill yourself, depression, or like what? There's solutions for that. Like, there's no solution that I know of. Like,
no solution.
You know.
Can I just tell you what they actually do? What the police and that take precaution into once a man's been caught trying to meet a child.
See, they have to be caught. That's my point. They have to be caught. Like, why ain't something in place for someone that's got them faults that they can just go and look, man, I need help.
This is now where they're trying to push it forward, but I mean, there's stuff, the stuff they're pushing out there. They're putting like kids' dolls out there now, aren't they, for sale? So you can buy a doll and just fuck a little kid. That's fix the problem, because that's the doll's not going to do it for you anymore. So you're going to want the real deal. So it's still, I think that's giving them more of a feel for it. That's what I feel about it. It's fixing any problem. That's giving them more of a feel for it to be fucking a kid.
See now, this is where.
One sec. Let me. Yeah,
go on, Luke. You haven't said nothing, so.
No, it's fine. I've been listening. I'm loving this shit because this is deep. You know, we're getting into this territory where it's like, But the thing, what Lee was saying earlier, that they're pushing it nowadays by doing these raunchy sex videos with schoolgirls, and and it's all this thing. But this stuff happened. If you go back to the 1200s, it was, the norm was to sleep with a girl once she was bleeding. Basically, if there's grass on the wicket, let's play cricket. Like, I mean, it wasn't unusual. It was pretty much the norm for a girl to be a teenager at 13 or whatever and be married off already.
I think times then, though, Luke, like we didn't have the technology, the thought process what we've got now. I think back then we're basically like cavemen, to be fair. You know what I mean? They didn't have the arse on the elbow, so now it's just I don't know what. It's just moral, isn't it? It's morally wrong. It's just morally wrong. Regardless of whether it's the law, regardless even if they said you can start fucking girls at 12-year-old now.
Yeah.
Personally, I just think it's morally wrong, so I morally wouldn't go and do that. It's just.
You see, now I would never defend these arseholes, but I would defend the man that comes forward and says, "Look, I've got a problem and I need help." And that's what I want our government to do, and I want our society to do, is offer help for these people to come forward and just be like, "Look, man, give me a chance."
If you're a paedophile and you want redemption, and you want to get out of this shit, and you're doing wrong, volunteer for chemical castration. Then your sexual urges are gone. Then you will not harm another person. I've seen
there is a country that does that.
America.
Yeah. There is a country. Yeah, so America's one. I did hear of another one. I'm not going to say it because I could be wrong, but it was somewhere in Asia that did that as well. But Japan's a massive population of them kind of people that like the schoolgirl thing. That's why I touched on the anime thing. It's fucked, man.
They're out there. Fucked below the belt, aren't they? It makes me feel weird,
Yeah, it's fucked.
You see what they're into, and you're like.
I've just been my little niece's birthday, so I've just took her a card and some money along the night, and I'm sitting having a conversation with her. And she's just turned 14, and 13, sorry, and she's telling me, she says, "Oh, it says in my school, there's a new class come out for after school." And I says, "Oh, what's that like?" LGBT hub.
Oh,
God. Oh, my God.
You know what? It's one of the teachers is part LGBT, and he's actually running for gay kids. And you know what? There's actually gay kids who walk around in the school holding hands, lesbians walking around holding hands. But I remember I went to the same school, and if I was having a bit flirt on with one of the lasses or something, get off her, don't touch her. Now they're normalising it for men to be touching men.
That's
women
a good point. That's a good point. That's an actual fucking good point. Because, to be fair, right, my stance on gays and lesbians and all that, I couldn't give a monkey's what you do in your bedroom. As long as you're not hurting kids, as long as you're not hurting animals, and you're not way out there where it's like, dude, you're fucked. Look, you're gay. I couldn't give a fucking monkey's, whatever.
That's
right?
exactly the same with me.
It's just this politicizing sexual, preference. Why does it need to be a political statement nowadays? like they've got the right to be married. They've got the right to be together. It is illegal.
No, Lou, they don't have the right to be married. It's a marriage is something to do with his religion.
No, I don't mean force the church to do it. I'm a Christian. And I would never.
That makes no sense to me. Just my opinion.
I mean, you can have a marriage in a registry office. I've got no issue.
Yeah,
with that.
so it's a marriage between you, your partner, and the government. It's nothing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Don't bring fucking a priest into it. There's no need to have a priest. Like,
do it.
Yeah, just go and fill out the forms. And do you know what? There was a good point made by someone. If they made divorce illegal, would these people still get married? Right, fucking ask yourself that. They fucking wouldn't.
Sorry, I missed that.
That smacks it. That's it.
What did he say there? I missed it.
Oh, sorry. Hans, where you at? Oh, he's got to get.
I had to grab a beer, man. I had to grab a beer.
Priorities.
Make
your point again, Fonz. The last one you made.
So I said these people that want to get married and that, and a marriage to me is marriage to you and God. It's nothing to do with the government. It's a marriage between you, your partner, and God. And it's like, I'm gonna commit to this person. That's what it always was and always should be. Marriage shouldn't be brought into this. Why do you need to get married? So if these people want to get married, how about if they want to make marriage legal? What if the government made divorce illegal? Would they still get married?
No,
they fucking wouldn't.
That's a good point.
It is, isn't it? It is, isn't it? Well, it's stopped a lot of
divorce was illegal. Divorce.
I never have it. You know what I mean? But since he's all sitting having a drink, this is the only drink in the house, some pink gin, so I'm gonna have a little puff drink talking about gay LGBT.
Oh, Lee. Oh, what a puff that. Oh, mate.
Oh, Lou, man. What a statement you just made.
He's gonna start batty chirps in a little while, isn't he? He's gonna give us batty chirps, bruv. Nah, fuck. If that's all you got, that's all you got. What are you going to do about it, huh? Well, we've got now. So, we've been on here 2 hours, so we've probably got another half hour, and we'll end up getting boring. So
I'm loving this right now, and I just want to hit back to what we were saying. So, you got. Why are they involving kids? That's what I want to know. It's like, do what you've got to do, and don't try and shove it down my throat, and especially. Do not bring my kids involved. The second, any of that. And also, I'll touch on something with schools, is halal meat. Don't bring any of that. Like, don't bring that. Don't bring the LGBT stuff. Don't bring any of that to my kids. Just let them be taught what you teach normally. Forget the rest of it.
Yeah, I think they need to push Western civilization as a way to... if you're going to bring people to this country, they need to westernize.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not too much to ask. That's not too much to ask. The more you give,
if we go to any of their countries, Luke, you know this, if we go to any of their countries, they live by their ways, their laws, their way of living, and we've got to stick to that. So why in our country is it so? Why across Europe now is it so different? We've just got to put up with anyone coming here. We've got to take all of their ways of living and just abolish our old ways of living, the way we've always lived. How can we even?
Absolutely.
How can anyone even think that that's normal?
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
And people that don't like Islam and don't want that kind of stuff, I don't really want to touch too much on that. But I'm just saying that anyone that sort of like, like people, they say, I don't like the Catholic Church. I don't like the church. I don't like religion. I'm an atheist. And they outspoken that he don't like it. But then the second you say you don't like Islam, you're a racist. Like, what is that?
There's two religions you can't really talk about, and that's the Jews and that's the Islamists. And they are really touchy subjects. You touch on them and you're risking your career, anything, your life at some stages of it. Look what happened to Charlie Hebdo as an example. You risk your life talking. Yeah. Whereas we can have...
He's still alive, isn't he?
Monty Python tore the shit out of the Christian religion. We've got plays in the West End called The Book of Mormon. You can absolutely rag these things, and there's no consequence for doing so. The Simpsons always,
Apu was the Hindu shop owner, and they did a whole episode on his religion taking the piss.
Hindus, it's a pagan religion, but I love Hindus. They're just so
Cool.
nice, and I've been invited in so many of their houses, and I can't say that can't say the same for others. I grew up next door to a certain religion. I'm probably not going to state it, and why fucking should I have to do all this crap? But I live next door to certain people, and if I was seen, if I was seen with any of them as a white kid, then I wasn't allowed in the house. Weren't allowed to on certain days when people was coming around. I wasn't allowed to be seen with them. So and also I went to school, with my best mate as well. And when I went to school with these people,
and he wasn't allowed in the house to be seen playing with her.
Weren't allowed because I was white.
That is unbelievable. See, that should never happen. Never ever come over this country and expect your kids not to play with English kids. That's the most mental.
Now, this is what I want to touch on as well. It's not just that story. I went to school with. I'm having a big argument on a social media platform now with one of the kids I went to school with, and he's from a certain religion, and to this day he still hangs around with the same kids that he went to school with, and I'm talking like 15 years ago, and they're all from the same background. They all still talk. They never come out with any of us when we go for a drink and we meet up. We do it once a year. They're never seen, and it's not like they don't get the invite. They're never seen, and they all still hang about with each other and still talk. Like they're just not integrating at all. There's no integration. There's no attempt to.
Yeah, they won't.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree with that as well.
I'm English. I'm white. I've got totally white heritage. My missus in the back is quarter Jamaican. Like, you're in my country. I'm integrating. Don't tell me I'm not. And that's one thing they try and tell me, that I'm biased and I'm all against this and that and the other. It's disgusting, mate. They're the most racist people I've ever met. And if I was ever seen walking with one of them in the street after school, they'd be like, "Oh, I've got to go now." Oh, what? I can't come around your house. And trust me, I tried. It
is crazy. It's totally crazy. It is. It's mental. See, I've never really had that issue where I lived. We've never really had a bad integrating problem up here until the last few years. In the last few years, they've just been flooding them in. And the amount of rapes, the amount of children going missing, the amount of kids who are getting stabbed, and unbelievable, just through the roof. And like I say, that Billy Charlton's just stood up and spoke about it. He's doing 11 months in jail now.
Fuck me. Oh, that's the dude you've been sharing over the Telegram, right?
Yeah, we're actually doing a protest for him. We're going outside Northumberland Prison in Morpeth on the 18th of this month, if anyone can actually join us.
Yeah, I'd love to. But at the minute, my financial situation is I've lent Trump too much money, so I'm a bit skint at the minute. I'm just waiting for a big payment to come in, and I'll be good.
Oh, I did tell you, if you want to lend a couple of million, Louis, you can always come to me.
Well, you'd lend me a couple of million.
Yeah, but only with interest on top, as we work. You know, we're businessmen, and it's all fucking straight.
Of course, you fucking would.
It's always got to be a bit of interest on top. You know,
you scum.
I can't. You know, I've got a big seal clubbing thing coming up as well. You know what I mean?
I'll inbox you. Don't worry about it. We'll sort something. What's this? Let's read some of the things. Viking dude, it's not so much the Muslims in general who are the problem in the UK, but let's be honest, the vast amount of British-born Muslims who don't truly understand what they're worshipping. Fuck me, that's deep. That's actually pretty deep. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there seems to be a bit of ignorance around it, you know, when you try and talk about stuff with a few. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I've got a few good pals who I can actually have conversations with about that sort of stuff, and they're quite cool with it. I mean, there's that really famous.
Dan's still here, right? Sorry, carry on, Lou. Finish what you were saying. I'll say something with Dan.
I was going to mention what's his name? Tawhid. Who's the Muslim cleric who actually honest? He's Australian, and he's really honest about how Islam has to adapt to Western civilization, not the other way around.
Yeah,
he's really good. Actually, he's a really cool dude.
Is that the one that my friend said wasn't a true Muslim?
Yeah, they tried to.
Find a true Muslim, someone that would be like, oh no, you need to change Europe. That's a true Muslim.
Imam Tawhidi, that's his name. Well done, thank you, man.
He's an imam, so
yeah, Tawhidi. He's cool, bruv. Like he's on the level. He speaks about it, and he shows that Islam can actually adapt to Western civilization and be, just like the Hindus are, just like the Sikhs are, just like any other religion that comes over it, and kind of westernizes itself, but still keeps the values that are important.
Yep.
I've never been a fan of the women having to wear the burqas and just smuggle it.
It's satanic. I'll chuck that out there. It's satanic. It just looks like you're in a cult.
It
looks like you're sacrificing animals. And wait a minute, ain't that what they basically do? They slit the throat, they let it bleed out, and they pray over it. Oh, that's animal sacrifice, isn't it?
Getting touchy
It's satanic.
Why ain't the vegans outside halal butcher shops?
Because it's political correctness, isn't it? Then they won't do that.
Yeah. Why ain't you out there, vegans?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Get out. Yes.
It is animal sacrifice. It is sacrificing an animal to a deity. That is what they are doing. They're slitting the throat, letting it bleed out, and they're praying over it. What's the definition? Do you need any more proof that this is a bad thing?
What is the actual difference? And like, why do they need it? It would be much easier to just kill it quickly, wouldn't it? And then just get the meat off it instead of...
Exactly.
I don't understand.
Say thank you when you're sitting there with your big juicy steak. Say thank you to the animal then. But you're not even... Yeah. Like, say grace.
It's crazy.
Don't fucking do that. It's just no need for it. Kill the animal. Get it over and done with.
Just chop it up and put it on the plate. It doesn't really... Like, if I eat a bit of halal chicken and then I eat a bit of normal chicken, I don't feel any more blessed eating the halal chicken. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't feel any...
I think
have
they're
no idea
wrong
what is
through
going
that
on.
one.
Yeah.
I think they could probably do away with halal slaughter. And it wouldn't affect their religion too much. Come on, dude.
I'll get. There's a guy me and Dan know mutual. You know him as well, Zesby Gaming. We call him. No.
Oh yeah, he's cool.
So he comes on my stream sometimes, and basically
get him on one day.
I will. I'd love to get him on actually because he could tell this story better than I could. But basically, he's a Muslim, and he had a white English girlfriend, and he was with her for quite a while. Went to introduce this girl to his family. Now, his family attacked her and called her a whore, blah, blah, blah. All names, that doesn't really matter. But the point is that they attacked her physically, kicked her out of the house, and didn't want her anywhere near them or Zesby. So, where's the integration? This is coming from him. He is from their background. He's the one that told me and was also disgraced by it. Now, he's younger than me, younger than all of us here. So, he's, I would say, about 18, 19. And he's like, what the fuck?
That's wrong for an 18, 19-year-old kid.
She ended up good on the girl as well.
Trying to go forward with the English culture.
Yeah.
He's just probably living a normal life. And then his family tell him, no, you can't do that, son. Get away from here.
Now, that's it. Now, they waited. They waited for her to be there to tell him this. And good on the girl. And God bless the girl. She ended up dumping him. And I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him. Because You know, if you're here and you want to integrate and whatever, you should be allowed to. But it's the families and the backgrounds of these people that don't want integration. And I ask these people, if there's any of you out there, why are you here? Why?
Yeah,
Go to a Islamic country.
Come for the better life, but then you want to make ours worse, you know.
Yeah.
You know, exactly. You've got away from that, you know, to live here and have the freedom, and then you still want to stay like that. I don't know what you'd be doing here. Just to rake in the money, I guess. It's, you know,
I ain't got a clue.
One to think about. I mean, I don't want to touch on that too much because it's a fucking dodgy subject, you know. I don't want to get shot.
It is, but fucking shot. Too many people getting shot.
Calm down. I'm only fucking with you.
But it's the truth, and I ain't said nothing wrong. I've only stated facts. These are things that happen.
Yeah, you have. You haven't said anything. You haven't said anything bad. Nothing.
No, nothing. You lot have got a lot to learn, Betty Swallock said. Okay, Betty, please educate us. Chuck in a comment now. Come on,
Betty.
Come on. For jihad. Yeah.
Why doesn't Betty come on the show?
I've got to be honest. Betty, we're not going to go.
Yeah, no, I disagree with that. They're not all here for that. No, they're not.
No, but it's not that. It's not that. You start getting onto that subject, and you're risking a lot more than you need to, like over a fucking podcast.
They're not all like that. They're not.
I'll leave that to Tommy Robinson and the rest of them to do it. They're doing a great job at the minute. Leave them to crack on with that stuff. Yeah. Anyway,
not all of them. I'm just saying that. Yeah, of course there are some out there, but they're not all.
Jeering to have music every couple of seconds. Do you know why? Go on then, Jennifer. Come on, tell me why you're doing this. What's this, Andy? Yeah, Luke, upset a lefty. Worst you'll get is a milkshake. Upset the Islamist, and you get a machete to the neck. Yeah. I mean, you know, Charlie Hebdo proved that. He drew a picture. Maybe he shouldn't have done that. I don't know. And then, you know what happened? AK-47s all round. I'm not up for that. So, call me a coward, whatever you want. I really don't care.
you fucking coward, yeah.
Yeah, you coward bastard. You know, you won't even. No,
you cockney coward. You cockney coward.
I think one thing we need to address is that you already spoke about this earlier, Luke, but I think we do need to meet up with Lee in person for a beer one time.
Yeah,
I think that sounds like a really good idea.
100%.
I need to meet all these people in the comments too, man. I might have to just organise like 6 months.
So many brilliant people from these movements and that I speak to. It's unbelievable. So many great people that I've never met. It's do need to meet up, like.
I've got to say, I went to a march recently, and before I was pretty anonymous. I was just sort of, you know, with Vinny and the TRR boys, and I used to go out on their marches, and we got in brawls with Antifa and shit like that. So people, they'd see my face, and that was it. And then I got on the Telegram, and I decided to make this channel, and then I said something fucking stupid like, hello Antifa, didn't see you there, and that shit just stuck. And then when I went to this march, it was unbelievable, the people that was being nice and coming up to me and saying, oh man, I love you. Like, you know, I love these people. This is what it is. You know what I mean? Patriots just like me, and they get what I was doing. You know, taking the piss out these fucking idiots.
I must say, you know, look, you really hit the spot. You know, with that hello Antifa, didn't see you there. It enlightens my day when I see it, and it actually, I cannot wait when I see a video come up of you. And mint, what's it going to be? What's he going to say about them today? And it catches everybody. It's a good catch, good slogan. It's original. It's absolutely brilliant. It is. Hit the spot.
Can I say it was thanks to them? Do you know why? Let me tell you the story where that come from, right? Because I don't know if the people know this or what. I've told a few people.
A lot of people have been here.
I was at work and I went from my lunch. So I went down to the co-op, my local co-op at work, and one of these Antifa fuckers spotted me. And he took a picture of me coming out of the co-op. And it's a nice picture, actually. Because
what the fuck?
My jacket.
I had my jacket in my arm like that. So my arm looked all built and shit because I'd called, do you know what I mean? Like I look like this fucking stuggy dude. And he's doing his picture and he sent it to this geezer, Alfredo Bonanno or whatever the fuck his name is on Twitter.
I've seen that cunt.
He's some fucking dickhead that works for Antifa and Hope Not Hate or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. Whoever the fucking smelly pricks are. So he's put it out there and he said, oh, this is Luke Cage, obviously a fake name. He's one of Vinnie Sullivan's henchmen or whatever the fuck he called me. And he said, look behind you, boo. And I was like, what? Like, you took a picture of me and then put it on Twitter and said, boo. Like, I'm going to be scared of this because some cunt took a picture of me. A nice picture as well. So I was like, oh, hello, Antifa. Didn't see you there. And then that shit just stuck. So they've fucking done this. They have created the monster they hate now. You know, that's the funniest thing about it.
I don't understand that, man. Like, what are you going to even be scared about? Like, what?
I don't know.
Like,
took a picture.
Do that
picture of me.
Oh, they get the camera and they're putting it straight next to you, and they're trying to take a photo of it, and they do it as if you're going to be like, you're going to go, oh, no, hold on a minute. But they do that. Why do they do that? If you put a camera next to a lefty, they go,
you know what you want to do? You want to talk to the point where like you're sort of like spitting, but you're not spitting because you're talking, like, and it's like, you know what I mean? And then it's just like all over their fucking fingers and phone and that. Oh, I'm just talking, man. Like, what are you on about?
Yeah, they're just fucking ninjas. Like, just why did you took a picture of me? Okay, I was getting my lunch.
But so what?
Yeah, okay, you took a picture of me getting my lunch. What? I'm not going to eat lunch anymore. Well, you know, you might have said something.
I've got a picture of him.
There's Luke Cage. He's the guy that beat up our mates at Sevenoaks. You know, like, hey, what? Okay, what about it? You know. Talk to me.
I've seen that video. I've seen that video as well. That was absolutely brilliant. That we used that.
No, they came to attack us. They had weapons and masks. They came to attack us, and 14 of us mopped up 40 of them. You know, it says everything about them, doesn't it? You know what I mean? 14 is mopping up 40.
Look at the video because when he's just at the end of it, he's just walking around the middle of them and all that, and then there's little scuffles happening all over. They're just fucking walking around, just looking at them, fucking idiots. We're just fucking.
And they're my brothers, you know what I mean? Them people that was there, they were my brothers. All they did was organised on the day, got a load of people that weren't really up for anything to come with weapons and masks. And then when they met a resistance that was like, we ain't having that with you, they crumbled. They crumbled, like, as you saw, like, it was just, what the fuck? You were way out of your depth. You're punching above your weight.
I remember, yeah.
You have just come across, and they attacked us first. That's the thing. Like, they did everything that was illegal. They threatened us online, which we've got through, and they came to attack us with weapons. You came all the way.
Did the police?
Yeah, they came, and then it was just. I weren't there, by the way. I watched the video, but there was some big black dude that was screaming, "I'm a big black dude," and then like just just. And the police concentrated on him.
Well, this is the thing. My mate was in his face saying, "So what? So what?"
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to get at like he did nothing.
Mixed race.
He was this big ass black dude that probably, if he tried, could have done something, but he just did fuck all. And it was like, yeah, it was just like weird. It was like, why?
My mate was half.
He was. What I'm trying to get at is he was unnecessary. Like there was no necessity for him kicking off.
He was conflating. Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like talk, but there was no talking to him.
Making out.
They just fucked up.
Yeah. It was like, I'm so strong. I'm so big. And like, there's nothing you can say to me. Like, but yeah, there was like, well, if you had a conversation, mate, we could probably sort out your problems, but.
Yeah, one of my mates pulled the mask off. Like, they undone his mask and he did nothing about it. And then the next second he's screaming. Like, because the police turned up, that's when he started screaming.
Exactly my point. Exactly that.
Screaming like
it was
that.
Like, there's a video of him screaming when the police turn up. He done
Yeah,
fucking
no,
nothing.
Anybody hasn't seen that video, I suggest you check that out as well.
Yeah, check that. It's on our thing. It's Battle of Sevenoaks. It's called the Battle of Sevenoaks.
It's probably Lee. It's probably linking back to mental health.
Yeah,
it is. It's mental health. It's like the police are here. And this is my chance to get attention.
Go ahead, Fonzie. Go ahead.
No, that was it. Just that the police are here. That's my chance to get attention. That was it.
Well, I think that the politicians as well. I think that way to sort this country out is we need to give all of these politicians a mental health assessment. Because I think all of them are suffering from delusion.
All right, I'm voting Lee Garrett. Fuck that. I'm voting Lee Garrett. There you go.
Yeah.
You've won me on this one. Fuck the 5G shit, but that shit is a good point. You know what I'm saying? He's
all of them get a mental health protest. I bet you all of them come back fail. I bet you all of them fail.
I've always stood by that. You need to be some sort of special to want that sort of power and actually not get in there and fucking do something right for the people. That I've always stood by that. So yeah.
And that is some shit. That is some shit.
I'm running for MP and I'm gated. I never ever thought that I would ever be doing something like this, and I'm never ever thinking that I'm going to be involved in sort of politics as much as what they do. But I've sort of been forced into it because of what I'm doing in Gated. I'm telling everybody that all of these people are so corrupt. They're taking all your money. They're trying to kill you. They're profiting off the deaths. They're doing this, that, and the other. But then I'm not giving them an option to vote for anybody else because there's only Labour or Lib Dems up here, and they're both the same. So I haven't really got a choice. So I thought, I've got to give them an option. I've got to give someone. I can't just keep saying, "Oh, the council are doing this, and not giving anybody an option on what to do."
It's basically like what child? You know, you got two children in the balance, and it's like what one do you sacrifice? And that's one thing I've always said. And that's why I won't go left or right. I will never label myself. I am a free person that will choose whatever's right is right. And when you choose, you are choosing one evil over a worse one. But it's still evil. You're still choosing to do the wrong thing.
Why I got involved in sort of the more the right side of politics, right, was because obviously I was not left, right, whatever. I was just totally central, and the reason why I went slightly right was because
we spoke and we agreed on this. Yeah, yes. Me and you are the same. So carry on what you're saying, but me and you are the same.
I held a protest in Gateshead about nothing else other than 5G. It was just 5G.
Yeah,
and I thought there's going to be loads of people turn up. The only people who turned up were the right side of politics. None of the left turned up. Not one person. None of them at all. And that was about 5G. It was about science. So that when I look, wait, listen, the people on the right side of politics actually care. They actually care about what's going on. They've got a brain. They're using it. They're actually thinking about stuff. They're thinking about what's going on. Where the left, they're just not actually grasping the main issues in this country. They're not taking on board what's going on. They're just calling everybody fascists, everybody Nazis, and that's all I'm saying from any of them. So when on that day of the protest, and it was all like slightly right people, or there was a bit more on the right side of some people that were there. And from that day on, I thought to myself, it was thinking, these people here, they actually care about what country. Regardless of whether I don't think all of their views are correct, and I might think that they're slightly a bit more far right than what I am, but they do actually deep down the care. Where the left, it just seems as if they just don't give a. They're just pushing the government's globalist agenda.
That's apparently what Nazi Germany said, that they would. You know, you don't agree with the right points of view, so if you defeat us in war, we'll take you so far fucking left that we'll destroy you. And that, I believe, is what's happening today. Also, I want to say that if you go, you know, if you sort of label yourself, you're labeling yourself, but I totally see what you're saying. And you don't see me on a Left Side of You podcast right now, do you?
No, of course.
So,
well, wouldn't accept you because you're not woke enough and PC enough, and you're too honest. If anything, you're too honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you feel something, you should have the right to say it, regardless of who it upsets, because it's facts, feelings, and opinions.
Can I say something just to touch on that, Luke? I had a bit of a debate the other day, and it was about 5G in with a Tommy camp, and there was actually someone that said to us, 5G is a load of shit. I'm not going to mention who the person was, but he says 5G is a load of shit. I says, well, why is that? Why would you think that? And he says, because Tommy Robinson's not talking about it.
Yeah, that's a troll. I would say that was a lefty troll pretending.
It's either a troll or someone just so stupid that they don't even realise they're stupid.
Someone who's involved in the movement, not involved with Tommy, not, but they go to all of the events, and I'm not going to name the person for. I don't want to cause trouble, but that's what he said. This is not. The 5G cannot be dangerous, otherwise Tommy would be talking about it. I think, like, fuck off, man. You know what? He's speaking about grooming gangs. He's not a scientist. He's got no doctor's background. Fuck off. He's a lad from Luton who stood up and speaking about what he's about. I'm doing the same thing, basically.
Yeah,
about my issue of what I'm doing. It's a totally different thing. But I just found out that it was a mad issue. His issue was Muslim grooming gangs moving in and terrorists moving into his hometown. Mine was that they've moved 5G into my town, and it's all the kids are getting nosebleeds. People are having miscarriages. All the trees and waiting. Do you know what as well? I'm not. I'm telling you, it was deadly serious. I just went, fuck off.
I'm not having that. No one's that stupid, surely.
He fucking said that. I'm fucking telling you, he fucking said that. I'm dying to name him.
Luke's thinking that is you're talking about fucking dangers of talcum powder again. It's the same sort of thing. It's like
unless you could see his face saying it, I'm not having it. That he said that seriously.
Talk about the beard, Luke. The beard. So do you talcum powder that beard? Because you always talk about.
I'm with you. I'm fully with you, man. With that.
This is well. This is what I do. I have a beard. I advertised it on my channel. Actually, they're not paying me anything, by the way. I just love so much. So I wash it in this special beard shampoo. I froth it up, lovely. Then I wash that off. Then I condition it in this special beard conditioner because I'm a puff ass. You know what I mean? So I got to look up. No. You know, I condition it. I leave it in there. I watch a bit of a podcast, maybe a clip or two. So it's in there about 5 minutes. Then I wash that off. Then I come out and I comb it, and then I oil it, and the oil stays on, and then I put the oil again on in the morning.
Is it not irritating as far? I hear that because I haven't even grew up yet, even beyond. And as soon as I get a bit stubborn, I fucking get off. It fucking kills it. I can't stand it.
I used to be like that as well.
My brother will vouch for me here, right? Bonds, did I ever shave? Ever?
No, you're like me.
I've never razors, and I'm talking from when I
the old man did. The old man's hairier than both of us, and he did.
He shaves clean, used to, right? I never shaved. I only ever got my hair clippers, to do a skinhead and that, and I just trimmed it down. That was it. It was just always a one. Yep. So I always had stubble.
Why?
Meant to be.
Why?
Meant to be.
Luke, why though?
Yeah. And
why is that? Why did you use that though? Why do you use hair clippers? I've got a reason.
I don't want the spots. I don't like spots.
Yeah, I got a fucking rash, and I'd scratch the fuck out of my skin, and I just looked like I'd have acne.
So I never from the age of 16, I've never been clean shaven. Only like once or twice, if that. I think maybe I remember my great granddad's funeral. I clean shaved, and then after that, I just ended up keep getting spots and keep getting nasty bleeding rashes.
Man. Yeah, it fucked me up bad.
And then so I let it grow out. And then do you remember, bruv, when we was playing a gig once, and then I just had this big beard and this slick back hair, and this was way before it was fashionable. And people was calling me Charles Manson. Like, people was taking a piss out of me because I had this beard. And they was like, look like Charles Manson. Because no one had beards then. But I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm growing it. Fuck it. And I've just always had a beard for years. You can go right back through my pictures. Always beard. Always beard. Always beard. Yeah. So it was what it was. So I'm not some trendy fucking div that, thinks it's cool to have a twirling moustache and all these silly things that I do.
Well, I tell you what. At least if it is just a trend thing, at least you can shave that off. At least you haven't got your balls chopped, Luke.
Exactly. Some people are waking up, man.
Weirdo, you know. Weirdo.
Wake up one day and think, do you know what? I don't want this beard. You know, oh, I can't get my balls back though.
Last 10 minutes. Just want to, because I've got to jump off at some point. I think we all have, because it's getting there.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
But let's just dedicate this to the comments, the people in the comments. Ash, Matthew, Betty Swallocks. I love that name. Just wee little me. Oh, hello, darling. I know who you are. Yeah, sweetie. And they space up a Mark Crew. Here we go. Who's the man? So anyway, let's do that. Somebody's question. Anyone's got any questions now that they want to throw out there? Do it now. We'll give 10 minutes dedicated to comments and questions. So what's this? Don't diss talcum powder. Powerful. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Talcum powder is good in more than one way because it allows people to smuggle that good stuff in. You know, chuck it in a bottle of talcum powder and bring it up. We're good with that. So give us some comments in the, some questions in the comments. Diamond Dan's putting in a dick, as he always would. He's chucking the wind.
That's my baby boy right there.
Back in TR Talk. Matty D said, get yourself back in TR Talk, Lee. Whatever happened.
I am in there. I didn't leave. I just had an argument in there the other day for sharing 5G stuff. For the tell us that I was only allowed to say Tommy stuff in there. Wasn't Tommy related.
Really?
No, wasn't Tommy related. And then they said there was that it was a man. It was actually the man. It's called TJ. He was a man who actually fits smart meters. So he's just against everything that I do, basically. So it's his job on the line, and at the end of the day, so he's trying to save his arse. But he actually said it was that.
You're bullshit.
What's that? What is it?
I said he's calling you out in your bullshit, bro. That's what he's doing.
He's calling us out. Fraudster over there. So what he said was, says that I can't talk about 5G, but as long as it doesn't change the conversation of the group chat at the time. I said, well, how the fuck can I change that? How can I? If I put a question about 5G, I don't start talking about it. That can't fucking help.
I'll say something for TR Talks now. I think there's been a huge admin change from what I've heard. So I think we'll be all right in there now. So TR Talks has mostly been good to me. And, I've pulled them out in a bit of bullshit and it's been fixed as far as I know. So,
well, Chris from TR Talk, he's absolute diamond, that lad. I like him a lot, Chris. He's a nice lad.
So anyway, let's have a look. I helped Luke come back. Yeah, Matty D, you fucking did, brother. I love you. In my inboxes, he was always a solid dude. He always stood by me, despite me being guilty by association in a lot of ways, which I hate. Listen, just because I'm in a group where someone says one thing and I think another, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean I think what they think. So fucking stop all this guilty by association bullshit on Telegram.
To be honest with you, I can shut that out down straight away because, right, you and Vinny, right, you're both part of the reality report. But me, I've never met you, I've never met Vinny. But me, I don't judge you as the reality report. I judge you as Luke, him as Vinny. You're two separate people. You've got two separate minds. You do stuff totally different. You've got two totally separate thoughts. So I don't know how anyone can just put the movement together. That's just like saying that if someone doesn't like Tommy Robinson, and there's a lot of them that do this, they don't like Tommy Robinson, so they don't like the whole of Tommy's fans as well. Well, that's just fucking wrong to do that. If you don't like one person, it's up to you. But
both sides of it.
Can I chuck this out there as well? That this is Brothers Uncaged. So this is my opinions as well, and I'm not attached to the reality report. I know who they are, and I know their founders. I know their spokespeople. I know who they are. But this is mine and Luke's podcast, and none of that's attached to me. So if you think any of that's attached to me, then you're wrong.
Fucking well wrong. I've sat out in the garden with him and Vinny, right? Vinny's my boy. Vinny, I'd die for Vinny tomorrow, but we don't agree on everything. And we don't hold anything against each other for it. I'm a Christian, Church of England.
So am I.
Vinny is an anti-theist, right? But I've watched him and Vinny stand there and have debates for about 2 or 3 hours while we're cooking barbecue. We're being our typical rednecks, because that's what me and my brother are, really. We're just rednecks, man. We're just...
Yeah.
We go out there, we use our catapults, we use our guns, we catch animals, and then we have barbecues and whatever the fuck we do, right? And him and Vinny arguing for 3 hours on this fucking subject. And this motherfucker right here was trolling him the whole time. And Vinny is just that dude. I love him to pieces, but he will argue till he's blue in the face, even...
Yeah.
What were some of the things he was saying? It was just so funny, man. Like,
he's so misunderstood. It's unreal. Trust me, he's so misunderstood. If you knew him personally like I do, you'd love him like I do. So that's that.
He went away. Let's just say that he went away from that barbecue kicking himself.
Yeah. I owned him, rolled him to the max. For 3 hours, hook, line, and sinker, man. Like, I saw it. I sat there, and then on the way back in the car to my house, I was like, dude, you know who's fucking with you, don't you? He doesn't believe the earth is flat. Like,
all I said to him is that you haven't been up in a spacecraft, man. That's all I said to him. You haven't been up in a spacecraft. Like, if you can get permission to do that, then do it, and then we'll see. But unless you give me proof, it was so
funny. Vinny, he took it on the chin. It was hard for him, but he took it on the chin. And he was like,
well, me and him have never spoke about it since. I only heard through you what he had said afterwards.
Oh, he took it on the chin. He said, yeah, he did. He told me. He fucking ruined me. Wow. I was just arguing with him all that time, and he was fucking around the whole time. But dude, it was quality. If you'd have seen it, and you know Vinny, and you know my, God, it was gold. But anyway, let me get some of these comments right. Lesson of the podcast: don't pour talc on your chips and eat them whilst playing Pokemon Go on 5G whilst pretending you can tune an electric keyboard. Yeah. How informative are we? Yes.
Yes,
that's
everyone take
fucking man right there.
Best comment
Dan.
ever. Yeah.
That's a comment of the night.
Fuck me. Yeah. Are you a TR supporter, Lee? Who's the man said?
Yeah.
Yes. Why not? Yeah. I support free speech. So anyone with the right to speak, I'll support.
I like what he's done. I like everything about what the charisma behind him. It's just my little problem is like loads of them, most of them out the movement, 90% of them. There's a couple of little Klingons who really haven't really got a fucking clue what's going on. They just cling on to Tommy for a bit of rub, and just clinging on to a leader, and they're just fucking. It's because they've got nothing themselves. They've got no backbone. They've got fuck all, and they're just clinging on to something. I mean, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. But that's just not for me. And that's that.
It's a tough one, that, and we get them everywhere. Every part of the movement has them. You get these people that don't really know, and they just jump along and they think that there's teams. There really isn't teams. Yeah. There's us lot and the right wing, and this movement. We all need to stick together, no matter what. If you disagree with someone, that's fucking fine. But why do you have to make everyone else jump on it and then start these little beefs in there? Like this fucking prick voodoo media is fooling everyone. Like, not everyone, because most people are wised onto it.
Wait there. Voodoo media. My pal now, isn't he? Do you see his video? He's like, everyone subscribe to Lee Garrett's YouTube channel. Hold on a minute. I didn't want you to fucking advertise for me, you cunt.
Voodoo media? Voodoo Media, sorry. Lee, Voodoo Media,
yeah? He done an apologise video. He apologised to Tracy Blackwell, apologised to what he had said about me. He's like, oh, actually, Lee's not a bad guy. I've really been concerned about this 5G shit, and I think I might make a video on it. He was calling us a bullshit out of the week before, saying that I'm a conspiracy theorist and I don't have a clue what I'm talking about. Then everyone subscribed to his channel because I had a big fucking argument with him. And
dude, do you know what? In your position, I would say to him, can you get me on one day? Like, maybe. You don't do podcasts, though, right? Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, man, he's jumping on this one.
He's a fucking. I don't know.
Luke, just to say, in this doom and gloomy world, at times you are a tonic every day. It's good to laugh amongst. Yeah, do you know what? Thank you so much. Who's that?
That's a brilliant comment. That's a brilliant comment because that is true, Luke.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. Sorry, I didn't mean to read the one. It's just the top one at the minute. So thank you, Brimo. I really appreciate that, and that's all I try and do. I just try and make people laugh. That's all. Betty Swallock said pagan sun worship. Okay, all right. 31st should be very good. Yeah, Matthew, it should be. I'm going to jump on that on the 31st. I'll be there. I'll be there on that day. No doubt about that. Betty Swallock, Christianity. The sun becomes the sun. Yeah, okay. I'm on Christianity. I get people that are not, though. So don't think I'm one of these Christians that hates atheists, because I really don't. Couldn't give a fuck what you think. I'm going to heaven, you're not. So that's that. Just
that's fucking hell.
No, it's like what a depressing ideology. Atheism is. It's so depressing. It's like
it's not.
We're here for nothing, so we might as well just go and do whatever the fuck we want because there's no consequences after death.
Every Wednesday, like
yeah. Tell that to someone with mental health issues, you fucking idiot. Sorry. Yeah, no, but it's fucking true. It's like there's no consequences. Just do what you want right now. There's nothing. There's blackness. There's darkness. There's fuck all. Sorry.
I'm not anymore. No, it's all right. Sue Turner. Well and truly love you guys. Could sit and watch you all day. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Sue Turner. That's amazing. What? Great. Thank you. That's what it's all about. Thank you. Tom Wolf said justice for Billy Charlton. We can all agree to that, can't we?
100%.
I can't because I actually don't know what the fuck that is. But
Northumberland prison.
Good night, Betty.
That's for a different. I don't know what is Billy Charlton. Sorry.
The guy he was talking about earlier got arrested for no fucking
Oh right,
reason.
yeah. Sorry. Absolutely justice for that guy.
No one on this side should argue with anyone on this side. If you disagree with them, you don't have to talk to them on a demo. Damn right, Matthew. Straight up, one side.
Exactly. That's what I've said about it as well. Those people say they're not turning up to this demo because he's good. That's he's good. Well, there's enough space. Just move on the opposite side of the road or something. You know what I mean? You don't have to stand right next to the person that you don't like. I'm not telling you to go and hold hands with them. We're just saying everybody get in one place together because it's going to be effective. That's all it is.
Yeah,
it's not.
This is what I've tried to get through to people, and I keep being like, can I just clear this up on this little segment here? I'll only spend a couple of minutes on it, if that. But I am not involved in the infighting. I'm done with that. Like there's a couple of people that needed it. Voodoo Media needed telling because he attacked everyone on the right side. He is not right wing. There's no way in the world. You don't attack Tommy Robinson, Tracy Black, Active Patriot, TRR, TR Talks, because he attacked Chris as well, called him a fucking spastic or whatever he called him, and many others, APW, of course, Antifa Public Watch, he's attacked them. If you're attacking all these people, how does it make any sense? You're just attacking everyone on the right. What for?
I don't understand.
And then you're trying to align yourself with people on the right so that they'll back you up in what you're saying because you have the right to say it, apparently. He is just trying to cause divide, left, right, and centre, Voodoo Media. I'm telling you now. And I hope he's watching this because I'll catch up with you face-to-face one day, son, and you can explain yourself face. Because I guarantee you'll turn the tide. I'll have my GoPro on. I'll fucking record everything you're saying. And I'll show that you will lick my ass when you have to look me in the eye and tell me why you did what you did. You will lick my ass, lay my life on it. You'll try and turn it so that you'll be scared shitless, son. I'll look you in the eye, and you can tell me why you've done what you've done. Mark my words on that one. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm tired of the infighting. I don't want any more of us doing it and being engaged in it and all this. You can call me a fucking liar and you can say I'm in TRR and the only reason I'm doing this because I want to call fuck off. Stop all that bullshit. Don't fucking tar me with the same brush as the people you might not like, because that's not what it's about. It's far deeper than that, and we need to fucking look past it. Okay, not everyone likes me. Maybe I'm a bit like Ricky Gervais because I love Ricky Gervais, but then my cousin can't fucking stand watching him. He's like, no, I have to turn him off. He makes me cringe.
Yeah, I don't like him.
I'm not for everyone,
And I know that. And I'm not trying to be for everyone. I'm not trying to lick anyone's ass. I'm not asking for any fucking money. I don't want anything off anyone. I just want to make videos and take the piss out of Antifa and make them look like the fools they are. So stop fucking chucking me in this.
That's the same thing. It's the same thing there, Luke, is what is me with what I'm talking about. When people keep saying, it's bullshit, I tax crap. Well, you've put it back for any of them people who, and all of them people on Telegram who calls it bullshit, and they would have seen your post to say, well, here's your chance to make them look like a fool. Come and do it. And they don't show their face. So, the argument's fucked because if you can say what you want about it, is you can say I'm a bullshitter, but if you can't come and debate us and actually sit down and prove how I'm a bullshitter, then you're the bullshitter because I can prove what I'm saying. You've got no proof.
Yeah, it's very true. Can I just mention this as well, because I want to thank Lee for being on here tonight, because he didn't have to at all. This had never been tested.
Lee, you've been fantastic, man. I loved everything you said, man. I didn't really feel like you said anything that weren't relevant, and that's fantastic.
I was in two minds about this, because obviously I've heard a lot of conspiracy theories, and my brother can vouch for me here. I'm very I'll question everything, won't I? To say the least. I'm not into conspiracy theories. I'm not into, I don't believe. I think one person tells me, and I don't investigate it or look at it a bit more.
It's the best way. The best way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I want to make up my mind, and I want people to help me make up my mind. So that's the way I'll always be.
I would prefer to come on a show like this and be questioned on it and put some difficult questions towards us, other than someone just sitting there and saying, come on then, Lee, tell me about 5G, and they just sit and listen, and I'm just fucking rapping shit off, and it's a boring, because it loses everyone, you know what I mean? If you're going to be put on the spot, so people are thinking, oh, how's he going to answer this one? How's he going to answer this? And it's just the same thing, like I keep saying right from the start. It's the way that the laws are, the way that the guidelines are, and everything, how I can prove that 5G is unsafe. If anybody can come and show me the insurance documents, show me the safety tests, then I'll say, okay, fair enough. Until that day, fuck off.
And I think from like a middle ground point of view, for anyone that doesn't think that 5G is a problem, please just go out there and do some research, and also look at the facts that Lee said. Regardless of whether you think they're dangerous or not, there needs to be some sort of guidelines and insurance policy set there for if things do go wrong, which is the most worrying part for not just people that think it's dangerous for them, like health-wise, just the 5G alone, but the devices that they're using. So please just go and do something about it, please.
And don't forget, people, that Lee is full of shit. So, don't believe what
and also, I could say the same for talcum powder as well. Go and do that for talcum powder as well.
That beard's coming off.
He's gonna shave me. He's gonna shave me when I come down to town Saturday. Yeah. He is, yeah. As soon as I fall asleep, he's having it off.
Yeah, look, Bremo definitely made me think about 5G, Lee. There we go. So,
sure, me.
There's one person that
man of my word, and I will come up rather. I'm saying come down as if I'm, as if you're my missus. No, I mean I'm gonna come up there and I want you to show me face to face, and we'll make a little documentary.
I'll tell you this before to wrap it up. I think if you come up here and you actually see for yourself what I'm talking about, and see for your own eyes, instead of just seeing on a video. Because everyone could say that I've hand-picked trees out of what's happened, exactly what you put to us before. You could say that, well, I know, but you're videoing at certain points of the day where there's no birds. You come up here and spend a couple of days or a full day here, and you look around, and you go around the full of gated, you'll realise yourself, you'll say, fucking hell, if it's not 5G, there's something else that is fucked up going on. So that's what I will say. If it's not 5G and someone can prove to me it's not, then I want the bottom of what the fuck is going on. All the children having nosebleeds, cancers rising, strokes rising, trees dying, no wildlife. Well, what the fuck is going on then, if that's the case?
Yeah, I want to know as well. I'm going to get to the bottom of this somehow or other. And if I can't, then a bit. But we better wrap it up. It's 3 hours, boys. 3 hours we kept this shit going.
I think we've done all right as well. Our peak was 46 viewers. We're now at 36, and a minimum was like 30.
Thank you all. Do you know what? I'm humbled.
You've done really well.
And I'll give the Viking dude a shout out. Dermot Dan, Betty Swallocks, Matthew 1, and Brimo, Andy, Space, Hopper. I like the name. And thank you so much, people, for tuning in and having a listen. Stop 5G t-shirt on as well. Yeah, he did. He did. He busted that shit out. Look at that, man. He was ready, man. He was ready.
I've got 100 of these coming on order. 100 of these coming, so I'll be passing them out.
Straight up, brother. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you to our special guest, Lee, tonight. Thank you, Fonzie, for all the tech work he did. Believe me, this boy has worked so hard all week doing this. My little brother. So proud of him for joining in with this and helping me do it, because I couldn't have done it. Trust me, there's no way in the world. No way in the world I could have hosted a podcast, because I'd have just snapped this tablet in half. Fonzie can vouch for me. Fonz, you've seen me do some stupid things with machines, haven't you? Stick swords for them.
Yeah, but
also,
yeah.
No way, I'm not tech-minded like that. I'm a hands-on guy. You know, I'm a builder. This boy is the tech genius. We got different genes somehow in the womb, and that shit happened. But thank you to all the commenters tonight and everyone that tuned in. And this was Brothers Uncaged. Let the triggering commence. And Lee Garrett, take it away, son. Tell everyone what you're at. Give everyone your links. Give everyone.
Where can they find you, brother? Where can they find you?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube, Lee Garrett. Telegram, Lee Garrett again. I'm on Twitter. I can't get on Facebook at all. I have got a website, www.lee-garrett.co.uk, which is in the middle of getting sorted out. So it is active at the moment, but it hasn't got anything on it. It's in the middle of getting sorted. It will be up by probably next week or the week after. So I will be using my website more than anything from then. So catch us over there. And I'm on Wake Up UK every Monday at 7:30 if anyone wants to hear about the 5G show and more stuff about what we're doing. More bullshit, as Luke says it.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Don't believe a fucking word he says. This geezer won't even eat soup out of the microwave. Don't believe him. He's a fucker.
He's pressed pause by accident, I think.
Oh, I think he's pressed pause. All right, no worries.
So
if he doesn't,
yeah, go on. Sorry, Lou.
No, he's back. He's back. Say goodbye, Lee. You paused it.
Take care, everyone. That's what he's doing. Take care. Me door went. That's what it was. Sorry. But take care, everyone.
Cheers for coming on.
See you later.
God bless you.
I really, really appreciate you having us on. It's been absolutely mint. Good crack on, good laugh, and really, really good. Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless, brother.
Take care. Bye-bye. God bless.
See you later. Ah, what a dude. What a dude.
What a dude.
You know what I mean?
Proper nice guy. So I think the things we need to address is, there's anyone that's got any feedback, please post it to either me or Luke. And
well, the anti. I want the pro 5Gs now. If you're pro 5G, get the fuck on here and tell me why this geezer's shit. You know, I've still got no dog in the fight. I think Lee Garrett had a fucking good argument though. Once he showed me that tree, I was like,
yep.
Oh man, that looks weird. You know what I mean? It's like
that's some crazy shit.
Right next to that lamppost, like, nah, what's that about?
Yeah, there's a few I've seen that are like that, and yeah, it's no joke. I mean, don't get it wrong. I'm not saying it's fully because of 5G, but it is sort of suspicious, and it does lean towards the side of where the 5G
logical explanation for that.
Crazy's going on.
I'm not having it yet. I've not got a dog in the fight yet. I need the opposite side of that, and I'll make up my mind in the middle somewhere. That's fucked.
We need to work out a place where you can find us and you can post in as well. Maybe we need to make a Telegram,
Brothers Uncaged,
some sort of group where you can find us, and you can also join in the group, post some crap, whatever we're talking about. But we need people. I think the next topic should be something maybe about anti-vaccine and pro-vaccine. And if there's anyone out there that would like to get involved and talk from either side, we'd love to hear. We'd love to know who you are, because we'd love to get on the podcast next time.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm just going to make a Telegram tomorrow. I might get Vinny to hook me up with that because he knows what the fuck he's doing. And then give me a Brothers Uncaged thing, and I'll post the link everywhere. And if anyone wants to join in and then, keep up to date with what we're doing and potentially be a guest, just inbox me, man. I'm friendly as fuck. Like, I'll talk to anyone. So send me an inbox and tell me what your argument is, or what your, something you want to talk about. We'll just get you on here and we'll rack the fuck out of you and take the piss out of your mum.
More topics for the people out there as well. I mean, there's 34 of you online. There must be some sort of topic we can talk about. One that you might be, like well knowledged in.
King Kong, bruv. I want to know who's winning that fight. Boom. It don't matter what it is. I know my money's on.
Let's get talking. Yeah. Also, it doesn't really have to be conspiracy. It doesn't have to be anything like that. We can talk about anything as long as it's interesting and it's something we can put into 3 hours.
I don't care if it's Nan's knickers, man. Talk about your Nan's knickers for 4 hours, or have a big day, parachute, what the fuck.
Definite.
I don't know. Boys, you got to do you got a lot of research to do. Oh fuck me, yeah, we have. Betty, you ain't wrong. She's been ragging us out all night. She has not minced her words one bit, Betty. I love you. I love you for that. Thank you.
Mate, I would fucking swallow her. You know what I mean?
Stolen Children UK. Hello, darling. I think I know who that is. That might be Small Nipples or Daniel. I'm not sure. Hurt Feelings. No, not another Telegram group. I'm not. Yeah, do you know what? Hurt Her Feelings.
I was gonna say, like, where's the best place to go, mate? Like, what are you saying? Twitter, Facebook? Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
where are we gonna contact you guys?
Right. Because there are so many Telegram groups, and it's like,
I know you mute every single one, like I have.
I know.
I just might as well uninstall the fucking app.
I don't know how to get onto people. If anyone can think of something else that we can do, if you're sick of Telegram groups,
it's got to be a Twitter.
Some people, Twitter maybe. I don't know. I do get on with Twitter. All right, I do. I like trolling people.
Easy to use.
Yeah. I don't know. Let us know. What the fuck you're doing.
Face to face in the pub. Charles Martel. Listen, man. If you're willing, just stop.
Face to face in the pub. Damn right. Charles
I'd love
Martel.
it. Trust me, I'd love it, but it's just not realistic.
Any pub you want, geez. Any pub you want. No worries.
Mm-hmm.
All the pubs shutting down. He's discussing that. Fucking does as well, man. Tom Wolf
does. Actually, I sent a letter to one of the. Anyway, we'll talk about it another day.
No, you did. Yeah, we better shut.
Did you get that? Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. You sent me the picture. That's the problem. We'll save that for another thing.
Real deal.
Sean Blackman. What's happening, Sean Blackman? Antifa lookbook. I know Sean Blackman. He's a good video editor, bruv. He's the bollock, Sean Blackman. Very good.
He just ain't better than me though.
Oh, challenge accepted.
Just ain't better than me, and I would love for this guy to prove it.
No, he's good. He's done some good ones on his church, his local church. I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
So he's a church man as well.
It's a proper old church as well, bruv. Yeah.
But is he a church man as well? Like.
Yeah.
I can prove to this guy that not only am I a better video editor, but I'm a better Jesus worshipper as well. Now listen, mate. Prove it. Prove you're better than me.
Yeah, man. Good night, Betty.
Fucking about. I'm fucking about.
Yeah, stolen children. Right, we're gonna wrap it up, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's call it a day. That's like over 3 hours now. We've done well. Thank you for everyone tuning in again and commenting in and whatnot.
God bless.
And you know what I mean? We've done a good thing tonight and had a nice chat.
We just need to know where we can contact. What's the best place?
Ash was asking when the next one is. I think we'll do one next Wednesday or Thursday. We'll keep you posted. Just follow my Telegram and
yeah, we need to work out the best slot because there's a few things we need to work out.
People's toes because I know some of my boys have got Telegrams on at the same day and shit like that. I think next Wednesday might be best as well. So we're looking for a guest anyway. So I'll put out a post tomorrow asking what we're going to talk about and if a guest will come on because it's always better with a guest.
Mm-hmm.
We can rag you out, take the piss out of your mum and your nan, and
good video editing skills are.
Yeah, it might have to be Sean Blackman, mightn't it? Inbox me, bro. You want to get your face out there? Just do this. We'll figure something out. But thank you, everyone.
Cheers for tuning in. God bless.